revolutionary tax.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
They're not doing. They're not doing it for desperation. They're doing it for profit. Okay, why do they need profit?
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Well, that's not true because we don't do that. In fact, one of the points we make specifically is,
You show
especially
subway crime to talk about all of
so
these inflated
dirty,
crime
too.
numbers.
And-
crime is down in New York City in 2023.
and-
by
and-
every
litter
metric.
box?
Down compared to what?
Little
Down
litter
compared
box
to 2021 and
But don't change
2022.
don't change the subject,
No,
right?
no,
You
I'm not.
accused us
No,
of
but
publishing
wait a minute,
videos we
wait a
don't
minute.
Clean that up
publish.
later.
It's down in compared to 2021,
nasty,
and there was
huh?
a giant year-over-year increase from 2020 to 2021. Then you're talking about something
It
that's
wasn't
down.
giant. It was a small bump from the
A
pandemic.
47% increase in homicide
a
in the city of
small
New York is not a small bump.
It was homicides have been on a precipitous decline since the 70s.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's a. I mean, if it's like 100 and now it's 147, I wouldn't necessarily say that's a really in like a city of. I mean, in like an area with like a couple million people, that's not really a big bump, honestly. We give it the lookie. Boy, they be lying. Oh man, the 2v1 as well. Crazy. Guys, wait a second, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the giga jump. You see that? Half the city's gone. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, half the city's gone, bro. It's over. Well, for a little bit they reverted, like 10 years. There's ups and downs. I don't know, man. There's gonna be ups and downs when it comes to crime all the time. Okay? It's just not like a real issue. Okay.
since the
Okay.
80s, since the 90s. There was a bump because of desperation in the pandemic,
There's-
and now it's back down in 2023.
So, like-
It's
It's just back.
irrefutable. That's the NYPD's own data.
Svarg.
That's on all major crimes.
Yeah, it's
Murders,
back to- it's
rapes,
back to
grand
normal.
larcenies,
So this is
robberies.
This is an argument I'm often confronted with, and it's actually pretty terrible. So crime is down from the
Go get
peak
'em.
for sure, right? In some years in New York City, we had 2,100 murders. I think that's the largest ever in the history of the city of New York. However, my standard isn't. It's not as bad as the worst time in the history of the city of New York when I
She didn't say
see
that.
murders jump
Let's
year
go,
over year
baby.
from about 319
Give me that
to
gold.
469.
What do you mean year
That's
over year?
a
The 2 years that I just
year
listed?
over year, as in from 2020 to 2021. That would be a year over year
Yes.
increase.
1 year.
That is a dramatic increase, and it's the largest since, I believe, 2010. The greatest year-over-year increase of all time in the city of New York, by the way. But it's all
But
the way
it's
back to
down again.
2010 numbers.
It's down
Yeah,
again.
it's down compared to the increase, but it's not down compared to 2019.
This was a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic where people's desperation and
Okay,
their
it's down compared to. Wait, let me see. I mean, it's down compared to like 2010.
Let's get
Over-
this
over
charged
like a
up,
10-year
deal some
period,
nice
it's still down.
damage. Come on, buddy.
Oh yeah, it's actually it's still down actually. From 2010 and 20. I think 2016 actually as well. Okay.
mental health was severely harmed. People were out of work, and that kind of desperation leads to more crime. That's the reality
Sometimes
of
God
how
damn it.
crime works.
Sometimes
Come on, bro.
Poverty
bump
leads
up,
to crime.
and then it goes
This
back
I would
down.
imagine
This is
that-
inaccurate.
Why do you think 25 people got shoved in front of trains last year?
I don't know, dude.
Well,
It's a city of what 8 million people. I don't know. And how do you know they were shoved in front? How do you know they weren't like? What you mean purposefully? Shoved in front of trains? Oh no, the city is falling apart.
Damn, he's going down pretty
Question,
quick.
you're saying poverty and desperation results in crime. I'm wondering why it is that you've had these
The 25.
homeless guys that've been predominant. I think it's almost entirely these homeless guys shoving people in front of trains. Last year it was 25, and so that is.
So that's a mental health problem. I mean, we do have a mental health problem in this country. We have an issue with not having socialized health care, where people are unable to access health care, mental health care in particular, but also every other kind of health care. I mean, 28 million uninsured people in this country. That's a massive problem. I mean,
Yes, it is a problem.
what is your stance on Medicare for all and health care?
I'm for universal health care.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, I think
Based on
I think
epic pills.
we'd have to have some kind of like basic coverage for universal standard, meaning like if you're having an episode, this is particularly where we bring you when we help you. If you're
Sure.
broken bones, flu, things that it's like relatively simple and knowledge based. The challenge with it is that we got limited space, we got limited doctors, but I don't think we can function as a society if we have people just dying in the streets like we do with drug abuse and
Well, then
people
you should
losing their minds.
promote housing first policies on your program. Like in Houston, what they did, there was a pilot program on.
No, did they buy out? Is she gonna talk about
It was
the
a HUD
hotel?
grant. And they reduced homelessness by 63% over 10 years because they guaranteed housing. Do you think that the 25 examples that you cite last year, and there's like over 2 million subway riders a day, so you cherry picking that I feel like is,
it's not cherry picking. It's you asked or you mentioned that desperation leads to crime.
yeah.
So I'm wondering why it is specifically that we saw this increase. Is it like someone's desperate, but why murder somebody? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they're experiencing a mental health episode. We do not have adequate health care in this country, mental health care.
Well, you say that crime is from desperation. Well, then why did these 25 crimes happen once in a city of 8 million people? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know why literally every single crime. What? I don't know. Come on. I don't know, man.
I hear a lot of talk often after mass
I
shootings.
don't know literally
that
every
mental
single
health
crime
is
that
the most
happens.
important thing in this country. Then we
You
should
don't
have
know what was
socialized
going
healthcare
on
so
for
everyone
every
can have
single time
access to
somebody
it.
was punched.
And that
If they were actually
that
punched.
paired with a housing first policy where cities don't become urban centers for just bridge and tunnelers who want to come in and see a show, or for restaurant associations, where places where people can actually live and there's guaranteed housing for people. If we were able to do that, we would be able to drastically reduce the crime that you guys were talking about.
So when you're talking about poverty leading to crime, like what is that based on? Because after Prohibition was
All
repealed,
of human history.
during the Great Depression, crime fell. During the Great Recession, people with your line of thinking thought we would see a crime spike nationwide. It didn't happen. You could actually look at the crime wave if you wanted to pull it up. That didn't occur. and that was the largest recession in the history of this country since the Great Depression. So what we've seen throughout American history is poverty not leading to crime. What we actually see is the opposite, that crime drives areas into poverty. We look at store closures across the country due to the fact that we have shoplifting.
So yeah, so this is something that this guy's been like on for a while. So basically,
Oh, I'm right in his
he's
back.
claiming that
I'm in his butthole.
people don't become like, crime doesn't make people poor. People become poor because crime. So people just start committing crimes for like fun. They think it's hilarious, and that leaves places to become poor because they do so much crime, and so they become even, and so they do more crime because they think it's even funnier the poorer it gets. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. There were many areas that increased, where crime increased. I don't know. It's just weird, bro. Careful shark, crime is hilarious. No. Prohibition created. Wait, I want to hear that again.
Not leading to crime, the Great Depression didn't occur. And that was the largest, if you look at the crime wave, if you wanted to pull it up, that didn't occur. And that was the largest, after Prohibition was
All
repealed,
of human history.
during the Great Depression, crime fell. During the Great Recession, people with your line of thinking thought we would see a crime spike nationwide. It didn't happen.
Crime fell. Well, they removed the crime. Is he not include what? So wait. Oh, after you took away prohibition, crime fell. Well, they stopped something that a lot of people did from being a crime.
You could actually look at the crime wave if you wanted to pull it up. That didn't occur. And that was the largest recession in the history of this country since the Great Depression. So what we've seen throughout American history is poverty not leading to crime. What we actually see is the opposite, that crime drives areas into poverty. We look at store closures across the country due to the fact that we have shoplifting. That leads to decaying in the neighborhoods. When people abandon the neighborhoods and you see this blight, that has a psychological impact on people, and that drives people to commit these crimes.
I mean, you're working backward.
Wait, what?
But it's when people abandon the neighborhoods and you see this blight, that has a psychological impact on people, and that drives people to commit these crimes.
Oh my goodness. Walgreens left. Must commit crime. I mean, it can make people more desperate, so they could keep doing more crime. The more desperate they are.
I mean, you're working backwards from.
A war
No,
didn't
you're
happen.
actually working backwards.
Wait, but no. Poverty, clearly, this is a very simple concept, leads to something like shoplifting. Why would someone shoplift based on a personal pathology?
It's funny.
They're shoplifting because they're desperate.
Not necessarily. Like, so we have a lot of lax shoplifting laws in California, for example.
So they're
and what
doing it
they
just for
find is we
fun?
have a lot of organized retail theft because there's no consequences for it.
That's probably.
For
I mean, it's
instance,
not.
People are trying to make money,
Well, so-
and they're
so-
desperate, and we have untold levels of income inequality in this country.
Well, is
Since
it
the
income
late
inequality or
since the late
poverty?
70s, 900%. That's the increase in CEO pay versus
Yeah.
12% for the working class in this country.
That's
you don't
great.
think
You're
that
done,
leads to levels
bitch.
of desperation?
so wait, is income inequality the cause, or is poverty the cause? 'Cause
Dumbass
those are two
fucking
different
dragon.
things.
What is that,
I
a
mean,
billion
they go
experience?
hand in hand.
They really don't.
Yes, they do. Because all
Not
the
at
wealth
all.
is going towards the CEOs and to the billionaires in
Ooh,
this country.
baby.
It's
Zero
not
sum
trickling
economy.
down.
But
I
Got
don't
my
know.
But also,
oraculum,
if income
the
inequality
precious
is the driver
oraculum.
of crime, then how come we saw a giant crime decline
See it, bitch.
after the mid-90s when income inequality was going up?
Ooh,
In fact, we saw this
goddamn.
happen. If income inequality is the driver of crime, then
Took
how
me a
come
minute
we
to beat
saw
that fucker
a
last
giant crime decline after the mid-90s when income inequality?
I don't think she said driver of crime. It feeds into it.
Then how come we saw a giant crime decline after the mid-90s when income inequality was going up? In fact, we saw this happen all the way to 2019.
Can you repeat that?
We had a giant crime decline from around 1995, 1996 nationwide from all the way to 2019 while income inequality was rising during that period of time.
Right.
So why would that occur if income inequality is driving crime?
I mean, I'm
Okay, so two things. For one, we're throwing a lot of people in jail. For one, we're throwing a lot of people in. Now we have 25% of the world's population. So, I mean, a lot of those people who we could have had helped have like a better life, they're just like rotting in prison instead. Yeah, we have 25% of the world's population. We just throw people in jail for like longer and longer prison terms. So that's a really big one.
Not exactly sure, you're the expert, but I do know that you're saying that there was an increase in crime in 2021 and 2022,
Well,
and it doesn't matter now
I don't know
that
if
it's
you can
going
see
back
this.
down to 2023 levels.
This is just New York
I can't
City.
see this. Yeah,
I just pulled up New York City.
look at that. Right, exactly.
So at the start of 1990, crime was at its highest, and it dropped rather massively
Yes.
into just before 2000, where it continued to decline. And then from 2019 into 2020, we see a huge
Right.
increase. That's pre-pandemic. So there's a couple interesting things to point out there.
No, to be clear, that's not
Also, this
that's not
qu- this-
pre-pandemic. That's the year-over-year increase. So it would be in the year 2020. To be clear, so 2019 would be the low number.
The increase actually, the draw is before 2020, meaning that could be 2018 to 19 then, if that's the point you're making.
No, it's I've seen these numbers. I'm telling you, you're reading
I've
the
seen the
chart
numbers.
wrong because in
I
New
know
York
the
City,
numbers.
we don't have the raw number of homicides on the side. If you
But
track
that-
it, you have around.
yeah, this is just
this is just murders right here.
Right.
You have
Guys-
about
Yeah.
300, and then it jumps to like 469.
I mean, crime dropped everywhere.
I mean,
throughout the
it did go
country
up. That's true.
since
It also went back
lead
down.
gasoline was outlawed. There is
Oh, yeah.
a massive connection, lead paint, lead gasoline predominantly affecting poor and lower income people, which probably did contribute to some of the increase in volatility in that.
Well,
kind of instance.
I completely agree. I read that report. It was fascinating that when we started taking lead out of the atmosphere,
Yeah.
crime started to drop. But that would also make the argument that it's not poverty driving crime. It was like chemical imbalance or something.
It's both. It's
Yeah.
absolutely both.
Well, I think
I mean,
I
like-
think it would play a role. Like the lead would play a role because it was
Yeah.
in gasoline, so it's in
Right,
the
it's
air.
air.
Yeah, so it's
And we
impacting
know
everyone.
it depresses brain function and things like that.
True.
Yeah.
But I think public policy has a huge impact as well because, again, we saw a dramatic crime. This crime wave started in the 1960s, right? And this is when we started embracing this idea that poverty was the root cause of crime, that this was more the realm of the social workers, all things that sound really familiar to today. And from 1960 all the way to 1979, the incarceration rate, even though in raw numbers it was rising, was dropping per capita. So we saw this crime increase, and what you would end up getting in 1979 for murder, on average, was something like 5 years. For rape, it was something like 3.4 years. And obviously, like, this created a problem because we just weren't prosecuting people. This is why we ended up going with a mass incarceration solution, which, by the way, did work. And all these other policies to get tough on crime. You laugh, but you're definitely
No, I mean,
wrong.
mass incarceration, we incarcerate more people than any other country.
We have
25%
the
of
highest
world's
rate of
prison
violent crime for
population.
any modern Western country.
I mean, I don't have that statistic in front of me.
Right here on the area.
We incarcerate more people than any other country.
We have the highest rate of violent crime for any modern Western country.
I mean, I don't have that statistic in front of me, but we still so how does that connect to the mass incarceration point? If it worked, then what does the violent crime rate have to do with it? You just want to warehouse more people?
No, I didn't say. When I say
Yes, he
it worked,
does.
we had we started expanding the prison population seriously in the 1980s to the 1990s. If you go to the Brennan Center for Criminal Justice, which is a left-wing organization,
is.
they say post the year 2000, mass incarceration lost its effectiveness. But most of the mass incarceration was pre the year 2000, so obviously it had some impact, and it ranges. Low estimates are about 6% on the crime rate, which is very low, but the high estimates are about 30%. And the reason it worked is because the philosophy behind mass
Just admit it doesn't
incarceration is
work.
pretty simple. What you're trying to do is incapacitate criminals because the same criminals are often reoffending. You brought up shoplifting earlier. You can actually pull up an article to find out that the same 300 people in New York City represent a third of the shoplifting arrests total for a single year.
Probably because
This is
they're
because they're
incredibly
repeat offenders.
impoverished and they need to find a way to actually sustain their livelihoods in this country. We don't have
That's put a very good way.
Yeah.
That's phrased very well, to maintain their livelihoods.
well, no, I mean, no, they're light.
Well, to not be on the street. Yeah, that's what she means. Also, okay, so there's a couple of things. All right, here. Here, I want to tell you one thing, all right? Because we don't talk about this super often. If there's anybody out there who tells you that they have a definitive reason for why there was a massive crime drop in the 90s, run, okay? Because they're lying to you. There's no universally agreed upon or even super widely agreed upon reason, like single reason for why there was a massive drop in crime in the 90s, okay? So don't believe somebody if they tell you that they have like a definitive reason for why it happened. there are two big things that played into it. One, we just threw everybody in jail for even longer prison sentences, and so they wouldn't even have the time to be able to get out and commit more crimes because they're spending like the rest of their really active part of their lives in jail. Okay, and two, the average age of an American has moved up by 5 years as well. So we are older as well as in jail. And so those two things are two big predictors of if you're going to be committing crime, you know? It's way harder to commit crime in prison, and it's way harder to commit crime when you're old. Not to say 35 is old, I'm just saying that the average age is 35. That means a lot of people are much older than that. So age is one of the biggest predictors of if somebody's going to be committing crime. The younger you are, honestly, the more likely you are to commit crime.
Life is a better way to name
Sure,
it.
sure, but like, I guess my point is, some of them certainly are desperate. But when you see videos of a guy like shoveling stuff into a garbage bag, that's not desperation.
But again,
profit.
this
is
is
it
what you
not?
do, Tim. You return to anecdotal examples
We're
when
talking
I'm
about 300
trying to
people.
talk about.
We're talking about just the 300 people,
And I am talking
which is the
about
anecdotal evidence.
what 300 people.
He said the same 300 people are the ones committing the crime.
Is it a golden
Third of the
garbage bag?
shoplifting
These
arrests in New York
specific
City.
individuals are doing it for profit.
Okay, so
not
we should have a
desperation.
system of mass incarceration because there are 300.
Well, yeah, they want profit because they want money. Well, they're not doing it for desperation. They're doing it for profit. Okay, why do they need profit? Why do they need profit?
Because I'm talking to you now. There are 300 repeat offenders.
No, we should incapacitate repeat offenders so they
Incapacitate.
stop offending.
Got
So
it.
if
So
you're
this is all
arrested-
about the fact that
if
you're
you're
not in
arrested for
favor
sho-
of bail reform because in New York State, which is now currently being rolled back, we decided that we weren't going
Ringe.
to require cash bail for nonviolent felonies and for misdemeanors, and you think that that's a good policy?
To not require cash bail?
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
think,
or, that,
I think,
that we're rolling it back.
I
You
think,
that's a good
look,
policy?
if you're concerned about people not being able to get out of jail because of their financial means, then I can understand reducing or even eliminating the cash bail system. Because I understand if you don't have a lot of money, even though you really only have to throw down 10% for bail
You go
in
to
most cases,
jail.
unless it's a, like a set figure for the bond, then I get that argument. But what you need, and the state of New York desperately needs this, is some kind of threat assessment. Like, you should be able to hold somebody if they present themselves as a danger or a repeat offender, regardless of bail, without bail, so that they don't continue to reoffend.
Okay, but do you know what happens when people are held in Rikers,
This
for
meme is
example,
very
in
real.
pre-detention?
Wait, you're telling me, is he trying to tell me that in New York State, judges can't decide whether to hold someone without bail based on the threat of the person? You're telling me they can't do that in New York? Because I feel like that's untrue. I haven't looked at it, but that sounds like a massive, huge giga lie. Citation. If anybody can find anything on that, I'd love to see it. Because that seemed like a giga lie as far as I've seen. Do people even have 10%? No, probably not.
Detention?
That's why bail bond companies exist that pay it for you, and then they charge you an exorbitant rate afterwards, and then they turn you into their bail slave, and they give you an exorbitant interest rate on the money that they handed out to you, and then collect money from you for the rest of your life until you die.
Center, how many deaths have happened there before they're even convicted of a crime?
Look, again, that's an issue for how the jailing system works in New York City, and I am in favor of building out the jail capacity because
You're talking about cash bail, though. That is exactly the point that we're discussing here.
Yeah.
Right. So you're in favor of people being held before they're convicted of a crime.
Yes.
In Rikers.
If
Even though there
they
are
show a
deaths and
propensity to reoffend, 100%.
What is a propensity to reoffend?
A history, like being arrested over and over again, prior convictions, yes.
So you think that they should be held in a prison that has been...
It's a jail, but yes.
or jail, excuse me. A jail that has been proven to be one of the worst conditions in the country.
Well, it doesn't have to be specifically
Suicides,
Rikers Island.
Dozens of deaths just this year. Even if they haven't been committed...
They could be on house arrest. All he says is incapacitate them. I don't know. It makes it sound like they're chained to the walls. You could have them on house arrest, honestly. And yeah, Rikers is a really bad place. A lot of people got COVID. A lot of people wasn't Rikers leaking and freezing, actually a couple of years ago.
of a crime.
convicted of
Convicted
a
of a
crime.
crime.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, for sure.
Go.
But I think
But
Go.
that's very anti-constitutional and
How
anti-democratic.
is it anti-constitutional?
All right,
the
hold
Fourth
on.
Amendment. It
I'll help you
violates
up.
the Fourth Amendment.
Protects you from illegal search and
Wanna go outside the
seizure.
back?
I mean, you are
I think
the
it's-
right to a
yeah,
speedy
fifth?
trial. People are
Is it
held
fifth?
under,
I do
I'm
think-
sorry, Fifth Amendment, yes.
I do think
Come
we
on,
should
I
have
can-
reform
Yeah.
on the speedy trial side, but the idea that it's unconstitutional to hold somebody pre-trial is ridiculous. Our law is based on English common law.
6, Dan.
He's doing the thing again.
We're all bad.
Our laws.
There's so many amendments. There's actually too
The
many.
reason we have jails is that you would actually be held in a dungeon awaiting trial. So it's like built into the system. Bail is
Anybody
like a
else trying to get to
courtesy.
my
It's
trial
actually a
dungeon?
progressive reform in response to that, where you lay down some kind of capital in place of yourself.
How
so
much
the idea,
money do you want to spend on jails in New York City?
as much as it takes.
So just warehousing people before they're convicted of anything.
Well, again, it's not warehousing everybody, but if you have a propensity to reoffend, I think judges should be able to have judgment. It's kind of in the name, and assess these people and hold them.
So you just want to give it to the judgment of the judges, and it doesn't.
Yes, I would like the judges to have judgment. Yes.
Okay, but there should be guardrails in place to prevent judges from. I mean, judges are human beings; they can be unjust as well. I don't really put.
Well,
them on the
you could
pedestal that you do.
obviously. I'm not in favor of like a $1 million bond for somebody who's arrested for shoplifting.
One
or
more
arrested-
$1 billion for
So, yeah, you
jaywalking.
can have guardrails from the legislature, but they can't assess dangerousness right now in the state of New York.
They assess it in ways. The reason we put this law into place, which is now being rolled
Oh,
back,
fucking
that were
turtle.
deemed inherently racist. They
How
deem
so?
that it was disproportionately black and brown people who are
Okay,
warehouse
but how's that
writers.
racist though?
Because at their discretion, it was implemented in a racist way. It's
But
the
if you
same
look
way
at the
that
crime
stop and frisk.
statistics, they're
Well, there you go. So
disproportionately black and Hispanic.
this is what the reality is for you: is you believe that black and Hispanic people inherently are committing
When did I say
more
inherently?
crimes. I mean, this
If
is.
you pull up like NYPD crime data, for instance, since you brought up stop and frisk, you can look at the shootings, like the shooting suspects in any given year. And if you find me a year where 92% or greater is not
Oh, no.
black or Hispanic in terms of the shooting suspects,
no.
then I mean I would be shocked because I've looked at it
Oh,
for
the
the past
suspects.
20 years.
So
Yeah,
that's the
suspects.
cop's discretion. So
No,
you,
no, it's you get a report,
Right.
and you get a description of the suspect, and they are 92% every single year or above black or Hispanic.
Can I tell you guys a very famous New York story? There was
Here we go.
black cop.
Oh, here
and,
we go.
He went to Central Park and started giving out tickets to white couples having picnics and drinking wine. And he said public alcohol consumption is a crime in the city, and he started giving these uppity yuppies tickets.
right.
He got in serious trouble. The reason he did it was because the cops would go into the black neighborhoods and give people drinking 40s on their stoops tickets. And he said, how can these people at their own homes, on their own porches, get a ticket for drinking booze? Then when I go into Central Park and say, we're going to apply the same standard, I get in trouble for it. So New York's got serious problems. Even Bloomberg, like that guy's awful.
Thank you,
He made
Tim.
he
Very
made a bunch
cool.
of- like, I'm not gonna
What's
say
with
that-
this
Reese,
fucking
I just wanna
show,
tell you,
man?
You mentioned Bloomberg, and I want to respond to what you said. Under Bloomberg, 90% of the stop and frisks that were done were, by the way, they didn't find anything, but 90% targeted black and
God
brown
damn it, you're a
people.
fucking
So
shell.
it's you're taking.
So the
you're
highest
taking
number,
no,
by the
no,
way,
no,
is
no, no, no.
86%,
You're
not
taking-
90%,
You're
but go
taking
ahead.
the data. You're taking the data. And using what the cops did, where they over-police in certain
You kidding
areas,
me?
and then pretending like there's an over-representation inherently, criminally, in those kinds of populations, and it's
Okay.
a racist argument.
So you're wrong in a bunch of different ways. So let me just like run through them.
Yeah,
So
you
first
get-
and
you get that,
foremost, the
lady.
highest year was 86%, and that was the year with the dramatic increase in stops. And if you ask me if I'm in favor of just expanding stop and frisk, which is different from Giuliani's stop, question, and frisk, although you might not be interested in that specific difference, to the levels that Bloomberg did, I would say it's unnecessary. It aggravates people. It creates a whole bunch of problems. That being said, they're not over-targeted because, again, there is no year during the entire tenure of Bloomberg where the shooting suspects were any less than 92%. So what the NYPD does, because it's the most data-driven police force in the entire world, is they map crime through a system called ComStat. When there's a lot of shootings in a specific area, they send the police to those areas. The stops, questions, and frisks all relate to where the shootings are, and it just so
Disheartening since I see so many comments under this calling Emma evil. I mean, like, she walked into the Echo Dome. Like, of course, there are going to be a bunch of people saying that. You gotta understand that you're not talking to, like, the vast majority of people. The vast majority of people are going to just, like, come out believing exactly what they believed before. But there are people in there who can be swayed, who can find like a lot of stuff very interesting, and who will listen. So don't feel disheartened because like some people didn't listen. You'll always get that with a discussion. You're never going to be able to change everyone's mind. You have to want your mind. You have to be open and or want your mind to be changed to have it change. It can't. So people can't do it for you.
Happens to be those areas are black or Hispanic.
Right, but do you get accosted on the street by cops regularly in New York City?
It happened to me when I was younger, yes, but like not
Okay,
now.
but do you understand
But
how
to your point about hit
90%
rate, because you brought it up, hit rate was not the goal of stop, question, and frisk. Like this is one of the things where you're like, oh well, this program didn't work because my standard that I look for arbitrarily shows that it was ineffective. That's like saying a plane doesn't work because it's not a good submarine.
No, it's
like
not
that doesn't
arbitrary.
make any sense.
90% of the stop and frisks came up with nothing.
True, but the point was to deter the carrying of firearms.
Have you done illegal drugs in your life?
Maybe.
I have. I could have been stopped and.
No, Emma, no, Emma, FBI agent is just scrambling. He's like, we got her, boys. Emma, no, Emma, no. The Tim Pool dungeon is actually a honeypot. Emma, please, let's hang. Walter White screaming from the car. I've never actually watched Breaking Bad.
Frisk, and I could have gone to prison, or I could have been held if I had a little bit less money in Rikers indefinitely until my trial came, because a cop just decided, hey, I'm gonna stop and frisk
Just
you, but
black
they wouldn't
screen.
do that to me because I'm a white
Nice.
That's nice,
Well,
but
let me-
anyway, it's about shooting,
woman.
and the point of the program
No, it's
again
not
is
about
stated
shootings.
quite literally to deter people from carrying illegal firearms.
And
But okay.
No, I'm
here's
just
the
about to
thing,
fuck
okay?
this thing in its
You
eyeball.
can have a point.
You didn't miss
I don't care
anything,
about the
Wade.
point. I don't care about the point of what you're doing. All right. If I'm on a public bus, and like a cop gets on and he's like, show me your butthole. I'm like, what? He's like, show me your butthole. And I'm like, why? And he's like, I'm checking for bombs. I think you can sit here and tell me that checking everybody's butthole on a train is you listen, you put through a standard in the police that you should check everybody's butthole on a train and give them a cavity search because like there's a high possibility that somebody's holding a bomb in their butthole. All right, it's to deter people from hiding bombs in their butthole. I gotta tell you, I don't really give a shit what your like stated goal is. What it does is violate me. Okay, I start blushing, and that's not okay. While I'm out on the town, so this needs to stop. Okay, I don't care about the like. You can tell me the purpose of what you're doing is 9 times out of 10. I don't give a shit if it doesn't fit the actual stated goal. Okay, it didn't do anything good. It made the city worse. So it needs to go.
I'm gonna
It 100%
Wait,
is.
are you in favor of gun control?
This is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm not New Yorker,
Wait,
so
what
I'm
is this? What's stop and frisk then? How are you gonna go stop and frisk? Yeah, you know, actually it made some sense. Do you like what is happening?
I'm like a big gun guy, but
Probably, let me. This
We've
is my
got to
point. Where
target guns,
I'm
and
gonna-
that's why stop
you
and
definitely
frisk-
got to target
I'm
illegal
gonna agree
guns
with
for
Emma,
sure.
but Emma's not gonna agree with me. The idea that the police can decide to arbitrarily stop people because they might be carrying a firearm
Seems
violates the Second
crazy.
and Fourth Amendments.
Well, again-
Stop and frisk is completely unconstitutional. in my
That's
opinion.
why Fourth Amendment was in my mind. I was
Well,
thinking
again,
about stop and frisk.
it's you're supposed to stop, question, and frisk, and usually
no.
it's based on reasonable suspicion, and they're
Then
supposed
what?
to
I'm
fo-
bearing
what
arms?
cops
they're
are
supposed
using
to
to-
Stop,
they're supposed
question,
to
and
follow the
frisk.
Terry standard.
This idea.
Yeah,
that-
cops
They
are
missed a
also
step.
not supposed to, just execute people on the street. It doesn't really necessarily completely stop them either. So,
because a particular group of people may be carrying guns, we're going to go start stopping a whole bunch of them. I'm like, the Constitution protects our right to keep and bear arms in the first place. So now you're violating, you're ignoring the Second Amendment and using that and by ignoring it, now you're.
it is funny.
violating the
This is
Fourth
the
Amendment. I mean,
point where
it's
wacky
absolutely-
libertarians
This is
do
why
actually
I'm
agree
actually
with,
critical
like,
of
some
the
weapons.
Bloomberg expansion of the program, because the way it used to work is that if you had a shooting suspect, you would have a description, you'd send cops to the area, and they would stop people with that description, ask them questions, and if there was reasonable
I don't care what someone's
suspicion, they
supposed to
would
do, I know
conduct
what
a
it
search.
does.
This is why under Giuliani, the maximum amount of stops in a year, and New York City of 8.5 million people, was 90,000 people, and under Bloomberg, it was something like 700,000, maybe 800,000 people. So he dramatically expanded the program to the point where I do think it was constitutionally violative.
So you are kind of to the
And also, it doesn't make any sense because even if a large portion of the people carrying guns were black, a large portion, like the vast majority of black people aren't carrying guns.
Yeah.
And so what you do is you just like now look for a massive group of people. You then just like completely, you know, call out a complete massive group of people when the vast majority of them literally aren't doing anything. You know, when it comes down to like the statistics, you know, that you're not necessarily super more likely if just like to be hit with like random if you get like random people, you're not super more likely to get like to find illegal guns on these people, as it's shown that like stop and frisk was actually giga ineffective and didn't do anything besides make the city worse. If it works out the way that people say that it does, then it would work, but it didn't.
the right of Donald Trump on this, who has been releasing nonviolent offenders.
Donald Trump's First Step Act is absolutely terrible. It sets up a bunch of incentives.
Well, I mean, you're further right than I'd imagine a ton of this audience is. I mean, that's
fine.
That's
like, I'm not here I'm not here to win over the audience. Well, I will win over the audience because I'm correct, but
no,
yeah, this is mostly moderate.
But Donald Trump's First Step Act had a lot of language about going soft on youthful offenders, and that's one of the reasons why a huge portion of the
I'm not left or right. Bro would be like, I'm not left or right. And then when they say something political, they're like,
got a little water.
no, see you all later.
No, bandits.
Just
No.
sprinting right.
the increase in homicide that we're seeing.
I'll take care of them.
Among young men, and
Get over here,
specifically
dickheads.
among young black men in this country.
I want to bring your guys' attention to this chart
Any
because there's
blacks
a
in
lot
chat?
that it shows. I know it's just murders,
right.
but we're talking about, you mentioned something about the 60s. For some reason, in 1962 to 64, we start seeing, from 1962 onward, a ridiculous spike in the murder rate, offenses per 100,000 population. I don't know exactly why. We can see around 1990, it starts to decline rapidly. There's a couple interesting points there. This is U.S. murder rate. So New York City's broken window policing has nothing to do with it. This is the entirety of the country.
Mm-hmm.
This could be one of two things. The leaded gasoline, that was the, 80s, right?
I believe so, yeah.
We were getting rid of
And
it.
the last truck, I think for trucks, it was the 90s.
But this also coincides with one of the, if not the largest economic expansion, or I shouldn't say that now because who knows how you define it with the pandemic and all that stuff. But we had a massive economic boom in the 90s. So this would interestingly correlate with the idea that as people started to
You gotta be
get
fucking
more
kidding.
fame,
Who's that
they started
asshole?
their lives started to improve. Crime and
You.
murder rates started to drop dramatically.
Yeah, and I would say that that was a temporary kind of sugar high.
It is true. There was the .com boom. There was also the .com crash. Yeah, there was also. Yeah. I mean, coming out of the 90s, a lot of people were doing a lot better than they were financially.
Based on neoliberal
And a lot of people were in
policies of
prison,
Reagan
so
and
they couldn't do anything.
Clinton, where there was a lot of money that was released back into the public because of massive tax cuts. I mean, we can talk about confiscatory taxation if you'd like, and the top marginal tax rate. You know, top marginal tax rate in 1961. It's funny that you brought up that figure. 1960, it's 91% compared to 37% now. But like
it went down in the 60s? Or?
Reagan cut a bunch of taxes during that time period, and a lot of people got an influx in cash. And then sorry.
Crime did drop.
Well, right, but that was temporary. That was temporary. And then the income inequality kind of set in, and the rich got richer and the poor got poorer. And that's mostly what I'm interested in talking about on my program.
Let me show you guys something which will add some context to the current crime spike.
Why would poor people commit
you see right
crime?
here, this drop-off after looks like about 2007, there's a major drop-off in murder. And then it spikes in 2014. The problem with a chart like this is that it doesn't account for technology. The reason the murder rate declined in 2007 was cell phones. So
I could be beating my dick instead of beating people up on the street. You're so right. I now have the entire world's collection of in the palm of my hand and my dick in the other. You don't understand. You don't understand. As you can see, crime going down, but iPhone, iPad, go up. Makes a lot of sense.
When cell phones became ubiquitous, the ability to call emergency services became instantaneous. So when people were victims of violent crime, you had emergency service notified immediately. And so this resulted in a drop in the murder rate, but not in a drop in violent crimes. Not a direct correlation, meaning crime had been going down, but the murder rate dropped more than violent crime in general because people weren't dying. They were being stabbed, they were being robbed, they were being shot, and they were living. That's not murder.
I think response times also.
Well, there is a chart, by the way, that you can look at because that actually pairs recessions with this murder chart, and again, the correlation is not really there. And as far as New York, you say that it had nothing to do with broken windows policing. This is actually
that map specifically was the U.S.
Yeah, no, I know, but that's you said it had nothing to do with broken windows policing, but that assumes that there isn't a greater decrease in crime in New York than nationwide, which is not the case. There was a greater decrease in the city of New York. Like Chicago had a decline too, but Chicago's homicide rate, which is almost on par with the city of New York, is 6 times higher per capita than the city of New York. And in terms of raw numbers, it's double, even though they're at a third of the population, which is the same thing that I just said with different math. So New York became the safest big city, and our crime rate actually declined. And in fact, Freakonomics actually attributes this to the legalization of abortion, which happened in the city of New York pre-Roe versus Wade. It was one of the 6 states that had it legal electively. So this is like a known thing that people have talked about and speculated on what the result is. Now,
I'm sorry, I still think it's really funny that Tim Pool still actually genuinely, unironically believes that like abortion is anti. He thinks abortion. He said like abortion's anti-trans, something like that, because some babies have that get aborted, some fetuses that get aborted have mental illnesses, and he's like, well, you got like having a mental illness is a prerequisite to being transgendered, and so basically all these liberals are executing all these trans autistic babies in the womb. It's a crazy take. It's a crazy take. It goes wild. It goes crazy. The gay gene. Anyways, I'm sorry, I just thought about that, but I don't know, it's really funny since he was talking about abortion. But yeah,
the environmental
point. Wait, can I just ask you a question about that?
Sure.
What does the connection to what does crime
That's what
have
Freakonomics says that the.
And also, like, why does Chicago have such a high crime rate then? If they have a third of the population, I mean, it would make sense to me because Chicago has a much worse economic outlook than New York does, and probably has ever had before the automotive industry and the manufacturing industry moved out. But like that would make a lot of sense in the world, but okay.
Legalization of abortion, and they compare it to Ceausescu, whatever country he was the dictator of. They say that correlates with crime because they say all these unwanted children end up being born and then they end up committing
Well, that
crime.
is certainly a claim. So that's how that works together then. You're saying that abortion should be illegal for that reason?
No. It would be legal abortion leads to less unwanted children being born. And again, you're
So
smiling,
are you in
but
favor of abortion?
I'm actually pro-choice, but not for this reason. But you're smiling, but the thing is, this is what was proposed in Freakonomics. I actually disagree with their analysis. They leave a lot of things out. But
So you're
again, I use that as an example to show that the New York decline did start before the national decline.
I'm almost positive that study has been called into question.
It is.
multiple
It is.
times.
Just to clarify, you're saying more abortions meant lower crime? Is that what you're saying?
That's what Freakonomics
So
asserted.
much
It's in
walking
their
around the
movie and it's in their
hideaway.
original
He
book.
should have made this place
I think
smaller.
that makes sense. If you've got
Or let me
if you've got
collect
two
all of them
parents,
on a
You got
board.
one parent, they got a baby. That baby's getting food.
Shut up.
You could have no job. You could be homeless.
Give me the
someone's
goddamn
gonna find
quest.
food.
Well, you know what
Parents are
I would
gonna find
love
food for that baby.
to decrease desperation in terms of.
I think, like, even though that is true, even though it's possibly true that abortion has an impact on crime, I think it would be better that instead of just relying on that, we make people not desperate. And so if they think about getting an abortion, they can have options besides get an abortion or starve. I think they should have more options than that. That's my opinion, though.
Of families in this country. I'm not sure if you've talked about it a ton on your program, Tim, but we should have made the child tax credit permanent that we expanded in the 2021 American Rescue Act.
Based on that.
Because
Can you explain what that is?
Yeah. So there was a tax credit that was in place, but during the pandemic, it was expanded to be a monthly payment. It also, the amount was increased, so it was up to $3,600 a month for 6 and under, $3,000 for 6 to 17. And then it also was expanded to include people who had too little income to qualify previously. We cut child poverty by nearly in half, instantly. And the reason that we don't have
I
it
love cutting
is because the
child
entire Republican Party and Joe Manchin and
poverty.
Sinema essentially nixed it. But this is the kind of stuff that's possible in this country
No, I think
to
they
make people less
Reaganed it.
desperate. If you want less crime, make society a broader, more beneficial place for people with a bigger safety net, so people don't have to turn to desperation.
Real quick, this is the crazy thing, because I think the only people who disagree with that are establishment Republicans, like the prominent Republican Party members.
But you should talk about it more on
we
your
do.
show.
I mean, I think that after I'll go extreme with it. If after your second kid, no more taxes. Income tax 0. Have 2 kids, no taxes.
I mean, I know that
Um,
there have been certain proposals in places like Hungary that are like that, but they are heavily tilted towards heterosexual families as opposed to if a gay couple wants to adopt or have
we gotta
children.
allow our homosex to be able to get baby. That's what I think. That's what I think. You know, I could actually see that. I could see this happening. Tell me what you guys think. I could actually see a court case sometime in the future, like where 2 gay peoples in a relationship sue the federal government for giving tax cuts to people who have children because it's discriminatory based on sex. I could actually see that happening. And I think the court case would be really, really funny. That does sound really, really funny. I could see that happening. I really could. I could see like conservative, gay, homosexual people pulling something like that. I really could. I mean, technically it is. At the same
these
time, you could
fucking
argue
kids.
that their dumbasses could just adopt if they so choose, and like adoption would also count.
If I'm
They throw a
I
hissy
agree with that because I
really
want
would.
more taxation, frankly, so that we could have socialized health care. We could have a
Boy, I
college
love
for
taxing.
all act, which honestly you could pay for with a tax on Wall Street speculation. It would be incredibly easy. It's only $48 billion a year, which is less than the military budget increase that we did in 21 to 22, which was around $71 billion. I want to do that kind of stuff, and so getting rid of income tax, I would not be in favor of it.
for
But
families.
if you want to create tax incentives for families so that they can raise their kids and they aren't in poverty, I am all for that, Tim.
But to your
challenge-
point about nobody would disagree, I would 100% disagree with that because again,
Of course.
You want tax
there-
credits for people that have babies?
there is not a demonstration that these policies that these work in reducing crime. In fact, we see the opposite. If you put that homicide chart, it starts increasing during the war on poverty, which is the
Does it make people happier? No. Have we ever thought about if it's something that makes people like happier and healthier and stuff like that? Have we thought about that?
greatest increase in it's. Sorry, go ahead.
Not talking about crime.
Well,
in relation.
she said if you wanted to deal with crime, this is how.
Well,
you
I'm
do
trying
it.
to connect it to this, but like,
Right.
But
In the
but
broader sense, I think.
the most important thing to take away from this here is that every single Republican voted against the American Rescue Act and the expanded child tax credit. There is one party that is, look, it's not
But are
good
you
enough.
saying-
I'm more obviously in the Bernie Sanders wing. I
But real
have
quick.
deep disagreements
This meme
with
is very
Hillary
real.
Clinton-esque
Really?
neoliberal politicians.
but real-
But yeah, it's the
are you
Democratic
saying-
Party in favor of policies that are going to be helping
The- the-
people on a day-to-day basis like this.
The Republicans voted against a broad bill that included one thing in it. Is that what happened?
Yeah, but they also fought tooth and nail about the actual child tax credit. This was a part of the Inflation Reduction Act negotiation.
Yeah, conservatives love to do that, where they're like, well, we voted for a bill that had like other things in it. We didn't just vote against feeding poor kids, we also voted against feeding poor mothers. Come on.
as well. They were not in favor of that too. And Joe Manchin, your senator, right? We're here in West
He's
Virginia.
awful. We hate him.
I mean, you gotta like. I mean, you're a celebrity here, right, Tim? In West Virginia, you should call on Joe Manchin and say, hey, why don't you do this? Why are you not in favor of a child tax
that
credit?
dude is neoliberal
Totally.
to perfection. It's like
Yeah.
nobody in West Virginia wants the guy.
Right. I think it's very unfortunate.
Well, I mean, it's just like
Oh, this
everybody-
game.
I feel like people keep saying
It's so
everybody doesn't want Joe
long.
Manchin for the last like 3 election cycles, and then it's proven that everybody is actually.
Why don't they
pretty
let
okay
me
with
skip
Joe Manchin.
anything?
I don't know. Maybe this time. Maybe this time's.
I mean, why don't they let me skip
Maybe he'll get
everything at the
kicked out
same
this I mean,
time?
there's
Just
definitely a possibility, I guess. But
skip
every
and load
single
me
time they're like,
straight
"We
to
need
the
get
fucking
out this Joe
hideaway."
Manchin guy. Nobody here likes him.
Let's
Everybody
just have a
votes for
group
idiots.
meeting, talk to everybody
Like,
at the
he
same
wins in
time,
the
get all the,
election every single time.
you know,
Right,
save
that's-
save me
Whoever
some
is
time. I'm out here
Most
saving the
popular politician in
planet,
West Virginia history.
Go talk to some
possibly
people in West
the
Virginia. I'm
the
sure you can find
universe.
people.
Find
Yeah.
people, dude.
I get
Fucking
Dude.
ingrates.
There are like human beings here, and they like have opinions that aren't the same as the vast majority of people here.
I
Talk
feel
to
like
them
such a
sometime.
fetch bitch in this
No,
game.
Actually, I don't need to talk to anybody. Actually, I can look at their.
I don't want to
voting
be
history.
Clive.
It very clearly went to.
He doesn't
keep
even
Joe
have a
Manchin
house.
in office because they voted for Donald Trump by like plus 70, bro. If they didn't want him in office, it seems pretty easy to get him out. What do you're like the rubiest of ruby red states. Come here. Come here. Hi. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it. Thank you, Boo.
Drive home. According to an attendant at Bears Market, the boys came in just before 10 o'clock and bought things like Coke, milk, and candy.
Let's find something else. See if AI sponges up. It's kind of funny. Watch this. Oh, Papa Meat.
Bada bing, bada boom. So cool.
I love his videos.
In that
Oh!
Yeah, watch that. Let's go, Papa.
Bada bing, bada boom. So cool. Welcome back to the channel. Snuggle all in. How you doing? One thing I noticed on the subreddit is that we have gotten some submissions of people doing the whole "Who's that Pokemon?" You know, from back in the day in the show, and then they hide it, and then they do the reveal in the next slide. So it's been really fun. I am not a
Oh, now
huge
it's unlocked.
Pokemon person. Don't know a lot of them. I know the first generation fairly well, but I don't know the second generation. I know the second generation a tad, and then the third a little less, and then after that it's completely I don't know anything. But pretty stoked to see here, and let's play Who's That Pokemon. Gonna have a lightning effect, and have an explosion effect. We're gonna have shots of the Twin Towers going down, but it's gonna say in memoriam. We won't have that. We might. I don't know. Who knows what we'll have? We'll have something there. It'll be a good time. Today's video is sponsored by Atlas VPN. Atlas VPN is a tool that encrypts your data and hides your virtual location. So you're probably thinking, how does a VPN work? When you connect to a VPN server, your device is given a new IP and DNS address. So what that means is all the traffic is encrypted and routed towards
go,
the
Clive.
VPN
No
server.
need to
The
just
VPN
stare in
server
the
encrypts
distance.
The information and allows the traffic to access the desired
Anime
destination,
moment.
thus giving access to media and websites of the selected locations. We're talking about British Netflix. We're talking about German Netflix. I want to game in Canada. I want to be digitally all over the world. And the best thing too is Atlas VPN is available for almost every device. We're talking about Windows, Android, iOS, and Mac OS. Currently, Atlas VPN is running a huge discount on their 3-year deal for just $1.39 a month. And you're telling me this service is only available for $1.39 a month? And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Christmas only comes once a year. Bullshit. The deal won't last for long, so make sure to check it out by clicking the link in the video description below. Traverse the internet around the world and know that you're in good hands with Atlas VPN.
No, boys, let me get a good
This
lineup.
first one I felt confident in because without a doubt, I know this is Charizard. I'm going to refrain from looking at reference photos because I feel like that's kind of cheating in a way. So I'm just going to do my best to remember what these guys look like. These are going to be my versions of Pokemon. If you don't like it, there's the door. So here we go. Nice little Charizard. I'm almost positive this is. It has to be. He has the wings. He has the big tail. I am getting a little concerned though with how graphic some of these are going to be because this tail
Yo.
looks a little. What's it doing there?
Got a little
What's it
dick
leveling
tail.
up? Oh, so what's going on up there? Okay, I'm almost positive those are dicks. I know his eyes are very like Dragon Ball ES. Every Dragon Ball Z character back then
Everything
had
is
these
a
eyes
dick.
Right here. It's looking not too bad. That's got to be another horn, or it could just be a tumor. That's true. You know what? I'm gonna say fuck the Dragon Ball Z eyes. We're not trying to make it accurate to the actual Pokemon itself as much as the person's drawing. He's gonna have some eyes like this. They're very black. He looks kind of
Good one, Clyde.
I'm gonna go ahead and go that he
Clyde.
does have some kind of like just giant tumor here. You know, is it cancerous? We don't know. He does have like a little like fetus arm kind of going off the side of him. His tiny little disgusting fingers. This is Charizard right out of Area 51. He does not look healthy. He needs to see a doctor.
No, what happened to
He has this
Charizard?
big droopy kind of like
Started
horn
doing
thing. Kind of looks like
heroin.
a little bit like a cock, just a tad.
Hey, British
Nice big pink
Charizard.
ear with tiny toes. If I had to guess, I feel like they look like claws here, but I feel like they're gonna be toes. Yeah, I have a feeling that the tail's gonna be a dick. I feel like if I could, I'm gonna make this a finger. I'm gonna put finger. So I'm gonna put right there. I feel like he put him in this position definitely to give him some kind of dump truck. So I feel like the ass is gonna sit low like Hank Hill, where it's just kind of like two little depressing cheeks. Or no, his ass would be over here. So his ass would line up with his spine. So technically his ass would be like right here.
Gotcha,
Give him
buddy.
Two little hidden cheeks right there.
Up and up.
I think that he's gonna give him the tumor, like a tumor-esque kind of lump. That was like a little chef's hat, huh? What you cooking up in there, Charizard? I'm gonna guess that the horn's a dick, but I don't know if I can draw it just so I don't have to blur it out. Kind of dick-ish, but not just a full-fledged, you know, meaty dragon cock on his ear there. Look at his little smile. I'm also betting big that it's just a tiny ass. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I know. Me and this person are spiritually aligned right now. Hopefully it's a guy, so I can say Brotherhood of the Traveling Panties. The Brotherhood of the Traveling Panties, that's a sequel that I would see, dude. Can you imagine that? Dude, did you shit in the panties? Dude, they were my panties for a while, man. Just fucking wash them. It's fine. That's what we need. I want that kind of video. I want that kind of movie. Someone out there make it. This looks like Charizard. But what I remember, if I remember correctly, though, his wings are green, and that's it. Other than that, he's orange. Charizard and Ash were like such petty pieces of shit from what I remember in the show. Because in the show, Ash was all like, Jesus, Charizard, why would you just calm the fuck down? And Charizard was just like kind of a little bitch, and he'd be like, I don't have to do shit that you tell me.
Look at Charizard's little ass
got
cheeks.
Lou Gehrig's disease, and he was dying of multiple types of cancer, and he was on chemo, and he was like, Charizard, would you please just do fire spin for me once? And then Charizard just did like the floss dance. He flossed his way out of the hospital room, and he just dabbed on his ass and left. Bless my heart, I'm a Pokemon trainer. I am actually proud of this. This looks like Charizard. All right, so we have mine. This is what mine looks like. Drum roll. All right, here we go. The big reveal. What does he look like? Oh, I got the color right, but he has a huge ass. I was so wrong. That's a fun thing he did with the tendrils there. Look at that. So they're very different. This is way more adorable. I did kind of get, it's because it folds up. I see. It's not a tumor. It's a folded deal. God damn, though. He did not hold any bar on that fucking ass. Woo! My lord.
I gotta kill this wyvern.
I gave it my best try.
Let's go, asshole.
I did think that I totally thought that the wings were green. I don't know why. Suppressed memories of what the lunch lady did to me that one time. But no, I actually thought that they were green. Damn
one more,
I think
gimme.
on the next one we're gonna get a way better. I feel confident. It's starting to flood back a little bit now.
You know what? We're gonna go
And I
full
can also tell
blind
this is
mode.
definitely gonna be Bulbasaur.
Not gonna be able to
I don't
see
know what
anything,
these-
but we're gonna kill him really
that has
fast.
To be like dog pits. So I'm
There we
guessing those are
go. There
nipples,
we
and then
go.
I'm trying to remember what
Come
the fuck
on.
his face
Oh, he's
looks
almost
like.
staggered.
God damn it, dude.
Shit.
My memory's totally fucked. I'm making a pretty big bet, but I'm almost positive this is like a birthing. Like if
Can't
this,
see
if
a
this
goddamn
Bulbasaur was
thing.
Like, "I just
Yup,
had a
fully
whole
blind
litter,"
now.
It would be just this giant titty thing. He's like, I like to breastfeed.
Who the fuck is that,
That's all I like
Joshua?
to do." God, what
Damn,
the
he's going
hell is going
wild.
on with this? Look at these legs. What's wrong with
No,
you?
we'll do the Mega Flare
What
one more time.
happened?
We'll end this.
My
And
trainer
he's still
doesn't
staggered.
treat me right. He never takes me to the healing center.
Jesus,
Please
Joshua.
help. I don't think
going
Bulbasaur
nuts.
has a nose. If I had to guess, he doesn't. He just kind of has these, maybe some teeth. He has these teeth. He looks just like this. I swear to God. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that the guy gave him some ribs. Those definitely look like ribs. Don't ever look up what the actual anatomy looks like, because this is what ribs look like. In the episodes, this is what it looks like. Ash is running around. He's just like, I need to go get another badge. So I'm actually feeling pretty confident that we're gonna get a similar color scheme too, because I do remember that the plant is pink. I'm gonna go ahead and make it look like if this Bulbasaur was actually breastfeeding at some point. I'm gonna guess that I'm getting in the mind of the artist again. I want to say these are kind of chewed up a little bit. Like the other little pups, they fucking sprouted teeth on their mama real quick. You know, these look a little beat, kind of just torn up nipples, just hanging off her titties for sure. This one's gonna be kind of thick though. That one's just like excess. Nobody wanted that one, so it's nice. It's fat still. This one back here, I'm gonna make it a little more plump. Boom, bam, put this in there. All right. I mean, you know, there could be a worse Bulbasaur out there. Boom, classic Bulbasaur, dark green. The pink is gonna be a little brighter. And then if I remember correctly, we're gonna get a light green speckles all over him. Bulbasaur, baby, Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur, I choose you. Ah! All right, so I mean, I feel pretty confident. I mean, like we have this. I think it's gonna be similar. Let's see here. Drum roll.
It's Bulbasaur!
Oh, wow. Oh, shit. Wait, is this actually not pink? Oh, and it's dark green.
He drew Bulbasaur kind of
Goddamn,
cute.
good fucking lord. Did I at least get the... Oh, the ears, I think I fucked up too. The ears are more pointy. He has claws instead of that. Oh, those were just plants going down. Those weren't nipples. But, you know, my Bulbasaur do be acting a little different, though. Oh, it becomes pink when it evolves. Fuck, man. God. I'm barely off. I'm so
Where the
fucking...
fuck is Rutherford?
God damn it. I will say, I do love the face here, though. The dribble, though.
Rutherford, my man.
That feels offensive to me. What are you trying to say with this big smile? And dribble? Trying to make a statement? Looking at mine now, I'm not even gonna lie. Whenever I was in the moment, I was like, this actually kind of looks like him. I knew that the shape was a little longer, but I was very confident that this is what the shape was like, and I could not have been more wrong. So there's that. Next one. What the fuck is that? Is this a Pokemon? What fuck? What fuck? What? Who are you? Oh, it's Mr. Mime. It's definitely Mr. Mime, but what the fuck is happening in the back of him? Or I'm thinking of Mr. Popo from Dragon Ball Z. I was like, isn't that like a racist depiction? But no, I can draw Mr. Mime, I think. He had a very human-like face, so I'm gonna give him a human face. Everybody's been smiling so far too, so I'm gonna have him smile. He says, hello, I'm Mr. Mime. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It has to be a huge ass. That's gotta just be a giant, massive ass. Without a doubt. So I'm feeling like he's gonna have some nice tuck.
He's
there.
got a big
His
gangrene
giant
dick.
ass is gonna be just drooping on the ground. He has his tiny little feet. I'm gonna guess that his ass is so big too. I'm actually gonna put one of his legs up to where it's just kind of hanging off his giant ass chunk that he has in the back. His ass is
He's sitting
down.
on his
There's
ass.
one giant crack in the center that kind of comes up like this. Oh, Mime. If I had to look back into the catalogs of my memory, that's exactly what Mr. Mime would sound like.
Is this from his
Mime.
streams?
And have the editor put something in of like what Mr. Mime actually sounds like.
Mr. Mime, Ash and his friends need your help now.
آمنا في مجتمعه معافى في جسده عنده قوت يومه فهو الغني حقا.
And boom, sounds exactly like him.
Beat
Bam.
Connect!
Alright, so we have Mr. Mime there. I'm actually gonna have him. He's gonna be stepping on one of his ass cheek things, like so. He's like using his own ass as a kind of just as leverage almost. His ass cheeks fold over like that. So we have that weird kind of crack. Beautiful Mr. Mime. Looks just like him. Add some lines on him and get some color on him and see what's up. I'm coming for you, Mr. Mime. I'm coming for you. I think I'm gonna make his eyes a little more creepy. I'm gonna have his eyes be a little more open. If I had to guess too, I'm gonna say he has he's gonna have a little unibrow. Push those muscles up more so it looks like his smile is going higher. I want to be in the meeting where they actually pitched Mr. Mime and that got approved. What if we made this pedophile looking guy and he's like a mime? Yeah, but what kind of animal? Like, does he resemble an animal? No, just a fucking mime. That's it. He just looks like a regular man. He's gonna look like the scariest, most pedophilic creature in the game. He's gonna be useless. No one's ever gonna use him. And they're like, all right, that sounds damn fine. Approved. I'm sure that's exactly how it went down. You know what? You come in here with stupid ideas all the time, but I think you just fucking nailed it. And then thus, Mr. Mime was born. Like the one Pokemon that doesn't resemble any kind of fucking animal that somehow snuck its way by. I'm gonna buy the games again. I'm just gonna make a full team of Mr. Mimes to defeat the Final Four or the Hateful Four, or whatever the fuck they're called. I'm pretty sure
The
it's
Hateful
Final
Four.
I mean, this. Come on, man. This is a beautiful Mr. Mime. If I had to, if I remember right, his face is completely white. His hair is red. His shoulders are red, but his clothes are purple. And for shits and giggles, I'm gonna say that his eyes are yellow. because it just makes him look gross and sick, and I like that. Oh, and he has red cheeks. I remember this. He does have red cheeks. Looking at this now, I don't think this is right. Final submission, Mr. Mime. Real quick though, actually I'm gonna add in some real, like a dark area to where the inner part of his asshole is, or where his ass crack is. I feel like there needs to be more information out there about how people's ass cracks are darker as they go in. If you ever go home and spread your asshole open, it's gonna be stinky and it's gonna be dark. So think about that for a second. I am kind of nervous that I fucked it up, but I'm fairly confident that I'm gonna make it look like the drawing itself. So here we go, the big reveal. Who's that Pokemon?
It's Mr. Mime!
السلف الكرام.
Oh! Wow, dude, that is awesome. What the fuck? Oh, purple hair. Dude, this is so good. Holy shit. I'm gonna have to come back. I'm gonna have to redraw this because this is magnificent. I love that. Honestly, out of the whole thing, the face is my favorite. It's so deliciously violent in so many ways.
Might have to steal that for myself.
This one definitely is the winner of the day so far. The teeth. The lighting, the color, it's beautiful. Mwah, 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 mwah. Whoever has the best drawing of the day, I'm gonna get him a $20 Applebee's gift card. Dinner's on me at Applebee's. So far, this is the winner so far. We still have a couple more drawings, but my God. Mwah, beautiful. Goddamn, and then you have mine. What was I thinking? What was I thinking submitting this? I'm so upset. I'm upset with myself. Moving on to the next one. Ah! A new contender appears. Who the fuck is that? He looks like a rock Pokemon, but at the same time, the ears and the body type make me think of that ghost dude. Who's the ghost one? Gengar. Well, that or Groundon? Maybe? Ah, damn it.
1 hour later.
I'm gonna guess it's Gengar. I think he's like kind of a cloud essence still, is what I'm guessing. I'm gonna guess Gengar, he's a cloud essence. I'm gonna make him very like bubbly, as if he is made of like kind of like spectral kind of clouds and shit. I do want to put on the note that I think that it might be Groundon as well. I do want to say that. I don't remember what Gengar, but his face looks like, so I'm just gonna make a random like, like a very random like, face. It's definitely not as fun though. Definitely not as fun. I gotta branch out more. I feel like his face has got to be way bigger. I always liked Haunter because it was very similar to my name, Hunter. That's childlike thinking, so don't judge me for my childlike ways. But I liked Haunter because he had the big smile as well. And if I remember right, all of the ghost monsters had big smiles, almost positive. It's a lovely little thing. Does he? I don't think he has a nose. I don't think any of the ghosts have nose though. So I'm gonna submit this. I think that he's just all purple. If I remember right, the ghosts are just, they're strictly purple. Oh yeah, dude. This is, I'm feeling very confident that it's Gengar now. Give that old boy just a little bit of a tuck. What's he tucking back there? He ain't tucking in a shirt. Good Lord. Beautiful Gengar. I love him. This is the kind of man, this is the kind of Pokemon I would get a beer with. I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude. You're a good looking man. That, I think his purple was not super dark.
Oh, I'm coming for you,
like
fucking
kind of middle like this, if I would remember correctly. That, and I'm gonna give him dark purple gums, probably darker than that. Something like this would be kind of cool. I know that he has white teeth, and I'm gonna guess that he has yellow eyes. This is my beautiful Gengar. I'm feeling confident, ladies and gentlemen. This is the person. This is what this is what they submitted. Drum roll, please.
Gengar!
Oh! It was Gengar, very nice. I would say out of all the drawings today, this is probably my closest one. He does have way more veins and stuff. He also has these. I don't know what the fuck that is. Kind of looks like a Bob's Burger hand with the little hair. Got that deal. Just tons of nice little veins and stuff. I underestimate the veins. Sometimes I add veins when they're not there. I add veins when they're, you know,
Stop using
whatever.
that magic.
I can never get the veins down. Fuck. No, you know, I tried my best. Little Gengar, at least, and you know, one thing I will say is every Pokemon so far I have gotten right. I called it out correctly, so I am happy on that front. I'm winning in some kind of way. Very nice indeed. Thank you for your submission, sir. This is the last one. Who the fuck is this? Makes me think of Lickitung immediately, but also in a future generation, I know that there is a beaver Pokemon. This one is definitely the most obscure of all of them. My heart is telling me Lickitung. If I remember right, he has the big walrus hands that are at his side, and his eyes like this, and his tongue would go down, and I think that it's something like this, and they gave him ears. I don't remember what his face looks like, but if I remember right, he has like the stripes on him. And I feel like if I get the Lickitung thing, I'm gonna feel. I mean, that's gonna be 5 for 5. I mean, I feel like that's it. I feel like that is the Lickitung. Dude, I think I'm gonna have to try it. I think it's the Lickitung. I'm not super positive, but that's at where I'm at now. I think that's what it's gonna be. He's gonna have these pitch black eyes, like I know Lickitung has, and then Lickitung doesn't have a nose. I know that much. It's like just a big ass tongue. I think he gave him human ears. Nice human ears. I'm doubting myself so bad right now. I have a feeling that I'm definitely not gonna get this one right. I'm like rushing through this drawing because I'm so fucking curious. I'm like, I really want to know. I'm like, what are you? Show yourself, demon!
I kept looking in the eyes of Lickitung, and what I saw back was a fellow with hunger that could never be satiated. He was our new god now, and he knew it.
I think Lickitung has those stripes. I can't remember. This one's totally a shot in the dark. I'm mostly going to see if I just get it right. It's kind of the big thing. I think that if anything too, he probably made his like tongue all gross and like pulsing, like maybe he ate something hot.
He was on Cold Ones with Sean Evans.
I feel pretty confident in this selection. I don't think visually I'll get it very right, but I do feel like it is Lickitung. Actually, I will say Lickitung has eyes that are farther over. I think the guy gave him human ears.
What's
He's
with all
trying to
you
be cute
wounded
and try to throw
soldiers?
me off the
Why are you
trail.
out here
I'm not
alone?
buying that shit. I have faith in myself. I believe. My third grade coach told me I could do anything, and then he later killed himself. So I've been confused on my journey called life ever since. If I remember right, too, Lickitung is like kind of light, like tan, like this, and he has pink lips. Boom, boom. His tongue is kind of red. Boom, there. And then I think that his stripes are very like this color. I could totally be wrong. I'm almost positive that's what he looks like. I'm pretty sure. Everybody, take a second for prayer. Pray with me for a moment to whatever God you believe in. Because this is the big reveal. Who is it? Is it Lickitung? Was I right the whole time? Who's that Pokemon? Put it up!
It's Snorlax!
The fucking Snorlax! Oh! Oh! It's a beautiful drawing too, I will say. I probably gotta blur out that fucking belly button. Good lord, what the fuck is going on with that? He has the nice long nipples, and then, oh, that's kind of fun. The long teeth that go in the nose, that's good. And he has his closed eyes like he's sleeping. Fuck, man! Come on! God damn it. I was so sure. I was so positive that that's what it was. Fuck me. God damn it. Yes, we had the Snorlax, the Gengar. The Gengar is definitely the closest one of the day, 100%, like without a doubt. Pretty happy with that victory. That's a small victory, you know. And the winner of today gets a nice $20 gift card to Chili's. Dinner's on me. Go up there, get yourself a nice appetizer, and get yourself something to eat. That's just beautiful, man. It's beautiful. And we guessed that it was Mr. Mime. I got the colors wrong. I couldn't remember the colors. I could have swore that it was a giant ass. I love it, man. This is such a good drawing. I'm so stoked on this. Reminds me of like a Junji Ito kind of like, or like an Uzumaki kind of like monster or something. Some of the monsters in that with no eyes. So stoked on it. So very good. The next one we had was the fucking Bulbasaur. I don't know what I was thinking. You just misremember things. You realize as you get older that your brain just deteriorates. As soon as you turn like 23, your brain goes downhill. You know, I'm 43 years old. I can't keep up with this shit. Last but not least was my Charizard, and I could have swore it was going to be a tiny ass, but let alone he had just had this huge fucking dump truck. So what do you do? And I'm glad that everybody got the first generation. I'm so like, that was one thing I was happy about because I would not have been able to get any of the newer generation shit. There's no way. I have no fucking idea. So once again, I appreciate you guys. This is pretty fun. You know, if we like it again, keep it first generation or keep that going. Maybe we could try it again. Let me know below. But until next time, I'm gonna go catch them all. Let me think of a funny way to end this. I'm gonna go take my insulin shot because I'm diabetic. And then I'm gonna catch them all on my Sapphire. Just end the video. We're done. Just end it. Welcome back. The second channel. This is gonna be a nice little right before Halloween upload. So I hope that your guys' Halloween is awesome. And today we got some very, very spooky designs.
I rescued your boy.
From the viewer. We got some
Got
awesome
revenge.
scrolling through the subreddit. If you haven't checked
Healed
out the
him.
subreddit, I say it every time. Just go over
Yep,
there and
yep,
check it
yep,
out. Maybe
yep.
doodle something on a napkin, fucking throw it up
Thank
on the,
you, thank
on the
you.
Reddit so we can see it. Or, you know, tag me on Instagram.
Alright, now
or
get the
Twitter,
fuck
all
out of
that
my
jazz,
face.
Whatever. I just want to
Thanks.
see the shit. But when I was scrolling through, we just kept getting more and more awesome mascots that are really fucking weird and fun. So I thought that we would do another spooktacular spooktacular mascot drawing day. So let's look at the mascots that we have. Today's sponsor is something that I love. It is Shudder. the #1 streaming horror platform on the World Wide Web. Whether you're into slashers, the supernatural, or psychological thriller, Shudder has the wildest selection of horror
that
films
little
for only
smark.
$5.99 a month. $5.99.
He's smirking
it's like
for
a Little Caesar's
Clive.
pizza, but the gift keeps on giving. And if you're like,
He's
well,
horny.
is Shudder weird? It's like Netflix, but for horror. Right now, Shudder is having the 61 Days of Halloween, a 2-month supersized celebration full of new movies and series, like the new season of Creepshow and VHS 94. And that's just the start of Shudder's unbeatable Halloween lineup. There's also new specials for Elvira and Joe Bob Briggs.
Thank you, Sharon.
It's so much.
Thank you.
So go to Shudder.com
Wow.
and use promo code
love
MEAT
you.
for 30 days of free horror films.
Get started streaming the best horror, thriller, and supernatural content. Shudder's expertly curated collection includes must-see titles like Vicious Fun, The Mortuary Collection, and the PG Psycho Gorman. Plus, all the best horror documentaries and the hit Creepshow TV series from executive producer Greg Nicotero of The Walking Dead.
Thank you again to Shudder for sponsoring this video. If you're familiar with my content on this channel or on Meat Canyon, you know that I'm big into horror, and this is seriously an awesome service. I highly recommend it. You have to check out the new VHS 94 movie. It's fucking rad. Be sure to use promo code MEAT for 30 days of free movies. And if you don't like it, then just get rid of it. But sign up! It's good stuff. Back to the video. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first one that we have now is the Pillsbury Doughboy. He's like, you like touch him? That doesn't sound like him. And in very Meat Canyon-y fashion, we have his natural scarf. Looks like it is melded with his body. He has a beautiful smile.
I want a little touch.
Just kind of sounds like a meat walk.
Hey man, how's it going, man?
Does look like a little bit of a tumor sack there. I like his hands a lot. He has nice nipples, so let's get into it. I would love to see a Pillsbury Doughboy commercial where like they like poke him and like, you know, he's all turned on or horny or whatever the fuck his little like,
Yeah.
and then they just fucking ground him up. He's like, yeah, woohoo! And they throw him in the fucking oven. And he's like, and just starts screaming like that. That'd be awesome. Wow, those biscuits smell good. I hate to be the bringer of bad news here, but this is 100% getting turned into like ball hanging over nutsack. You even throw a nice little couple hairs. I mean, I see what that guy's doing up there too with the veins and shit. Come on, I see you.
The best deal about this dough is that it smells salty.
Honey, why do these biscuits taste like nuts? Like pecans? No, like sweaty balls. I'm gonna give him some fucking thick nipples for like, just absolute thick. He's feeding the herd with these bad boys. My God. A beautiful little Pillsbury boy.
Feeding the herd.
I had a great aunt named Aunt Duck who was like 114 or something. That can't possibly be true, but old bitch. And she sat there and, my God, made the worst pastries. It was disgusting. She's like,
You want a blueberry muffin?
No, I don't. I tried it one time as a kid.
You're like, yeah, muffin.
And you eat it immediately, and then you like want to fucking throw up, and your mom like takes you aside and you do that weird like yell talk thing.
Eat it in front of her. She's not gonna be here long.
I was like, what are you gonna do to Aunt Duck?
Don't worry about it.
Aunt Duck, I think my mommy's gonna hurt you.
What?
This is a fierce nipple, by the way. Good lord. What do you even make with Pillsbury dough? There was always some.
Let's get
foods
these
that they
side
would
missions.
advertise. You see the Pillsbury Doughboy like walking up and looking at the dead carcasses. of his,
Wonderful,
like, family.
beautiful side missions. 5, shut the fuck up, Joshua. Shut up.
People would finger
Thank
him.
you.
He's like,
Yay!
it kind of looks like he looks a bit like a Nazi actually with that salute. Like I think that he's waving. I think it looks good, but he kind of looks. I mean, I don't really know who he's fighting for. I hope it's the Allies. My God. You know what I'm gonna do? I just love chest hair. I have disgusting chest hair. My chest hair kind of looks like this. It's like patchy over here, and then it's over here, and then I got one long stray nipple hair that just hangs off like that. I'll do over here too, just so it's off his side profile. It's absolutely disgusting. Oh God, it's hot. Nice little pink titty. Never hurt anybody. I tell you what though, I am gonna make his nipples huge. Big nipples. Once knew a kid.
Jesus.
Had nipples like this in junior high. Saw him in PE one time. and he was the skinniest guy in our grade. It was so odd looking. At first we thought he was a burn victim because the nipples were just, I mean, so comically large. We were like, how did it happen? He's like, what do you mean? Like, just so oblivious to it. And we're like, you poor son of a bitch. You don't even realize the hell that you're in. You know what I'm gonna do too? I'm gonna go ahead and blend his nipples in, because that's exactly what it looked like. All right, well, we got our Pillsbury Doughboy. It looks cute, look at that. Oh, I got pushed, very beautiful. Thank you for sending that art, it's great. I hope that I did you some service. I hope that you enjoy this. Obviously you can add more shading to it, but what am I gonna do, sit here for 7 hours? Looks like the next one is, the coolest mascot. Is there anybody actually cooler than Chester Cheeto?
Appreciate it.
We're gonna have to bleep this. With Chester Cheeto, there he has a nice puffy Cheeto for his cock, and he has some nice pink balls. I do like how his glasses are basically just a part of his face. I really enjoy that, and he looks very droopy and melty.
I can go right up here.
And he has the Cheeto dust fingers, pretty good. If I could, I'm probably gonna add the Cheeto dust on the lips, because you always see that kid in like middle school that's just like fucking the bag with his hands and mouth,
yeah.
And you're just like, just dust everywhere. It's disgusting. But I like how this is all like basically one shape. I think I'm really gonna try to take some inspiration from that. The hair is a little sharper. Let's just see what we got. Let's just see what we can do here. You can tell Chester Cheeto gets pussy a lot.
Sorry, ladies, but I'm gonna have to call it a day.
No, Chester, please. Could you come on our titties at least?
Sorry, ladies, but I can't. I absolutely can't at this moment. I have some pride business with the cheese. God damn, it's hard being this cheesy shit. Fucking goddamn.
Oh my God, it's Chester Cheeto.
I can't wait to get my dick sucked tonight.
Chester Cheeto's so cool.
I just bought a pack of menthol cigarettes for a 14-year-old girl.
Wow, Chester Cheeto's the best.
Now he does have these nice plantain titties on him. In there, they look like little bell peppers. Actually, what they look like.
Habanero spicy. That's how I got my brand.
They're like, would you just shut the fuck up already? Actually, people at the party are like, the mood switches so quickly with them. People are so done with them immediately. They're just like, okay, all right, thanks, Chester. You can leave.
I don't got nowhere to go. I'm homeless. I don't have a job.
You're like, okay. I feel like he's just filled constantly with the Cheetos puffs.
Oh God, I'm busting at the brims.
Like, why don't you go change your shit, Chester? Good Lord. For God's sakes, it's disgusting. It smells so terrible in here. You keep letting out these like tiny, hot little farts. That's who Chester Cheetah is. He's the guy at the party that's like, oh, you smell that? Like trying to blame it on other people. Yeah, you, I can smell it. It smells exactly like flaming hot Cheetos. He's like,
oh God. Oh, that's vile. I don't know who was doing that.
It's like, you, that was you. What I might do actually, what if instead of droopy tits, we did Cheeto puff nipples? Kids keep going up and biting his nipples. He's like, come on.
Written to the
this is my
south.
job. I'm just trying to work.
They're like, please, Chester, I'm
I don't
hungry.
fucking know.
All right, go on and get it.
Oh, it's supposed to be like his fist on his side. But that makes me think of something. What if on this side of his body there was a giant orifice that
South?
he grabbed from and it had the cheesy puffs in it, and then we could do
I
a
don't
nice little,
know.
like he's picking one up with his finger and thumb here, but they all stick out.
He's like, that's where they get it. That's the chocolate.
The
factory.
North.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't
This
know,
makes
bro.
no sense. I thought he
Golden
was cool, but
Paris.
He has like a fucking cool ass pair of glasses on, but he's actually just super insufferable.
Nah.
To the east?
He's like, no.
I don't know, bro.
Chester
Children?
Cheeto gets abducted by by ISIS and gets beheaded, and no one cares. No one saves him. Well, you don't negotiate
Dancing?
with terrorists, Chester. Sorry.
Children
that's just what it
dancing?
is.
I understand.
Yeah. So then also like it all collects here. Maybe it's just like this tunneling system for
Yeah,
Cheetos.
the
He's just-
tillers,
He
the
runs on
tilling.
nothing but Cheetos. So he is a
Child
mortal
labor.
Since he doesn't have blood. He's kind of like the dude.
Yeah,
in Hellboy that
child
was
labor
stabbed with
wins.
Sand in his body. Chester really is a pretty iconic brand. I always thought Chester's deal was cool. I think the only person that was cooler, but he doesn't exist now, is Joe Camel. Dude, I love these titties too. This is some good looking titties. Wish my wife's titties look like this. I'm gonna show her this and be like, why can't you be like this? Hello? This is why our marriage is failing. That'd be horrible. I love my wife. I love you. He has the exact same body type I did. It still kind of do, but definitely when I was like in junior high, I just looked like a pregnant, like 14-year-old girl.
There's
I had
not a
very,
closer,
very fat thighs,
alright.
and my belly just all drooped. It just basically like, it all just went low. My man tits weren't as bad, but yeah, it was just, gravity was not kind to me. I remember I saw Juno, and I was like, I relate to this so much. My friend was like, what? Hey, all right, looking pretty nice, eh?
He's like, kill me.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna do dots. I kind of like the original version had dots. I'm just gonna do just some dots on him. Chester, oh my God, your tattoos look so good. I was born like this.
What up, bitch? Fuck out of my
Nice.
way.
Little Chester cheetah. I am gonna use the viciously bright orange this guy used because I love it.
And then I'm gonna color again. When will my color stop? I will tell you never.
And there we go, our nice little Chester Cheeto. All right, very nice. And thank you for submitting the drawing. It was awesome.
I loved it.
Mascots, brands.
The true nightmare of this world is the brands themselves.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure, if you want to support the channel, check out my Patreon. We do monthly stickers, behind-the-scenes stuff. But if you just want to support the channel, it's a great way to do it. Or just share with your friends, whatever. And if you want to be a part of one of these drawings or have your drawing in one of these videos, be sure to submit it to any one of my socials. But then also, most importantly, the subreddit, the Meat Canyon subreddit. We have a great art community there. People have been sharing their art and commenting. And it's just been like a really fun experience to see people, you know, show up and post their art and have fun with it. So don't hesitate. Feel free to do it. Join the cause. Join the Meat family. Have a great Halloween. Stay safe out there, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye. Okay, so today I was perusing around, and I don't usually catch up with my subreddit very much, or I don't peruse around those waters, you know, Reddit very much. But I did notice that my subreddit, Meat Canyon subreddit, had tons of awesome art that is inspired in my style. So I thought today I would grab one of those, redo the design that one of you guys did. So yeah, we got looks like someone did Scrooge McDuck, which if you look at it, it's actually a beautiful design. He has a bunch of eyes on his head. I wonder why. I never really understood why, but he has a nice little fucked up eye to the right, which is fantastic. The only thing I remember really from Scrooge McDuck was that he did that dive into the gold pit, and I remember I was like, man, that looks awesome, even though it would shatter every fucking bone in his body. But we're not here to rip on Scrooge. We're just here to draw him. Like, I kind of like this pose that he has here, at least. It's way more reminds me of like a villain, or like almost like an action hero pose, which is kind of nice. There he has this big dump truck ass like that, and then his stuff goes up.
Blast is 1 HP left.
Like a weird shoe over his foot.
Good
but it's
use
like
of
not
his
really
powers.
a shoe. It's just kind of a little protective sandal thing. I don't know. Like I said, he's got that dump. Got that dump in the trunk. You can see a little bit of his under pussy underneath it here.
Under pussy.
That shoddy be thick though. All right, we're getting his general shape down, at least. Bada bing, bada boom, and he's counting his cash. I did like how this guy had. He gave him a vault, which is kind of fun. He gave him a nice little vault for his tummy there. So we can do is, I do like that. Give him the vault deal. I will say the person that made this, their understanding of vaults is quite impressive. Nice little vault design. Gotta give him some eyes here. What I might do actually too, instead of doing a third eye like that, so I might remove his top hat a little bit and then make his head a little more deformed on top so there can be more eyes. So I might make his head a little bigger so we can fit in some of them eyeballs, some of those painful eyes. I know the original design had a little vein. Might have that one kind of go in between his eyes a little bit because he's thinking hard. This version that I'm doing here,
God, let me take out my chocobo.
What's that one Yu-Gi-Oh card? Thousand Eyes Relinquish, I think was his name. I remember when I got that shit when I was a kid at Walmart. Go to Walmart, get a 10 of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, piss off your family, you know? I will say, I kind of want, now that I see this, I kind of want the vault to be open. We're going to throw some cash in there. Some hundreds of dollars. Got to throw in some of them coins. The original guy definitely, he fucked with coins pretty heavy. Open this up a little bit. I kind of want him to have his hand here, like he opened it up himself. Kind of like he's just like, yeah, dude, like I'm rich as shit and I don't give a fuck. He's kind of like a Twitch streamer, or one of those streamers on Twitch that does nothing but slots. Money ain't nothing but a thing. Also, I can't forget his glasses. You know how it is. Right on the top of his little snoot. His little smug piece of shit face. I wonder if he should be counting it like that.
Of course, we need a cutscene.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try it. I'm going back on everything I've ever known.
God damn it.
I don't think I've ever really liked any of the ducks in any kind of cartoon. Every duck character has to sound so fucking obnoxious. It's annoying. Dude, look at that. Look at that flick of the finger. Just counting it without even looking. You know he's looking at somebody just poor as shit. Now that we have a rough done of this exactly, what I might do is drop this down, start another rough on top of it, but then really try to exaggerate a lot of these things. Like, I feel like I can probably push his shoulders back more. Really give him a big opening.
The fuck
like a
are
bigger
these?
hole for his vault here. Because he's greedy.
I missed these?
He's gotta fit all of his cash, all of his assets in here. Really push this shit. Really gotta be sure to give him that dump truck duck ass though. I'm not about to hold out on him. God damn. Old boy is looking beat. Good lord. Talking about down with the sickness, more like down with the thickness. I hate myself. Hate myself. Hate myself. That's actually the new
down with the thickness.
Whenever you say something that's just so unforgivable, you just have to say you hate yourself 3 times. Wonder what I could do differently with his eyes. Make him more manic in the eyes, maybe. I think I need to also think about what is the story of my Scrooge.
How the fuck do I get there?
Maybe he only sees out through his top eye holes,
Oh.
and then these eye holes are just literally reserved for like, it's like folded up dollar bills. He sees nothing. He sees nothing but greed. He's a capitalist pig. Actually, I kind of like this one just being regular. We'll have like one bill kind of coming out. I kind of maybe want it to be more like thin and wispy. Really just wispy as shit. Just almost like one of those old Japanese like dragon deals where like they have like the little whiskers that wisp out like that.
Get on my
I feel
road.
like you should have some of that. Maybe one's kind of intersect a little bit. Give a little more character. Makes it a little more fluid. I kind of want the top one to be a little more fluid though too. Like a little bit of a dip like that would be kind of fun. Yeah, maybe too much. You know
Of course
what?
you can't
I
fly
played
as
with
invisible
fire.
wall.
I didn't like that. Never mind. The guy did give him some sharp fingers. I'm not sure what that
Come on,
is.
doggies.
That might be his thumb, or that could just be a protruding wrist bone, but there's not one on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess that's just a little sneak peek. That's a little, hey, little kiss, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave that one out. I do like whenever the duck's feet are really big though. So I'm gonna give him his little deal here. He's got this weird fucking shoe on. I'm gonna give him one toe, just because there's that one spot that was poking out. So just give him one little toe. You got little cankles. Scrooge is a little fat bitch. That's all right. Who is he? I don't trust anybody who's in shape. I'm gonna give him like a little cellulite ass. Tons of like little ripples. Got that grade A turkey. God damn. That old boy thick. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I'm just sitting here drawing this and I'm like, all right, dude. Now we got our nice little rough going, so we can start lining this guy up. He's looking pretty rad. I wonder if he looks too much like a super hero or villain. He kind of looks a little too extreme. But you know what? I'm gonna go with it because old boy looked straight up diabolical. So that's what I'm gonna do too. Start laying that outline on him during these times of drawing. Whenever you're just kind of doing you're just kind of drawing the little bills and stuff. Getting all the lines fixed out. I just like to think about how my day's going. Try not to think about how stressed out I am and how, you know, every day of my life I wake up and I just have horrible diarrhea from stress. You know, I'll be honest, I'll be the first one to say it. A bad diet, but a lot of diarrhea, almost too much. To the point where there has to be some kind of medical concern after a while where you're just like, oh, this isn't right. This is about something half near foul. Very nice. He kind of looks like a Dragon Ball Z villain a little bit, doesn't he? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy stepped out of like one of those like capsule spaceships.
He was like, hello, Goku. I'm here to count money.
Kind of messed up if there was a Dragon Ball Z saga where the whole time it was just like aliens trying to fuck Chi-Chi. Or actually even worse is Chi-Chi is just like cheating on Goku every episode with a different alien that he has to fight.
Chi-Chi, would you stop running a train on all those aliens? Please, Chi-Chi.
Pretty sure Goku's borderline Down syndrome, if I remember right. I wish I could go back and work at my sub job, dude. I miss it sometimes. God, I'm such a fat bitch. I'm just like, yeah, I missed my job. I got free food. You know, I'm gonna go to the doctor one day, and they're just, I mean, 100% they're just gonna be like, Yeah, we're gonna have to take the foot. And I'm like, I have the diabetes, doctor? Yeah, without a doubt.
Bucklet.
Diabetes. I don't have to do a blood test. By looking at you, I can smell it. All right, well, we got the line art done of our beautiful boy here. Let me see here. So let's look at, I want to look at his color scheme. So red, he has maroonish eyes. He's got the regular deal, and so all the eyes are red, and he kind of looks like it's like a dark, maybe blue or just gray. I might make this a dark blue. You know what? I'm just gonna fucking color it without the fills. Fuck it. I thought I was having fun at first, but no, sir. No, not anymore. I am kind of sad. I didn't follow through with this. Like he put his he put like a weird. He does have kind of like a Dracula kind of robe, which maybe I didn't honor that very well. But I just love this fucking outfit, dude. My boy Scrooge got taste. Scrooge, where'd you get that? He'd be like, don't worry, you can't afford it. I'm like, all right, dude. Damn. Dude, if I wasn't so fat, I would totally wear red all the time. I'll tell you something, as a large man, you can't wear red. You just can't. Your body just says, that is one color I'm not going to let you have. I refuse to let you have that. As a large man, I have never really known the joys of wearing red. I wish I could. You know, there is an argument to be made that people say Santa wears red, but let me tell you something. Santa isn't fucking real. I want to see a morbidly obese Santa that wears red, and he wears a quadruple XL, and that bitch still looks tight. Just this giant ape man going around in a red shirt. That would certainly fucking that would certainly take the joy out of Christmas a bit more for kids. I'm gonna do the eyes next. I've been looking forward to the eyes. Yeah, man, that's rad. Good color that the guy chose for the eyes. I'll be the first one to admit it. Damn fine color. I kind of didn't want to give a black outline for these though. I thought it'd look cooler if it was just the color. And
hey kid, you like my chocobo?
That's right.
I'm here to help today.
One day this kid met me.
Oh god, what happened to his foot?
Like an airport.
He's like, hey,
Turn
you're a
white.
meat canyon, right?
I'm like, yeah, how'd you know? He's like, yeah, you're that fat guy with the mullet. I'm like, okay, that's a little
He
harsh.
turned this
real,
boy's
but
foot
alright.
into
He's
a
like,
brick
yeah,
of cocaine.
Hey, you drew my picture that one time.
What
you
the hell?
Piece of shit. Just, I mean, like, really just lays into me.
He's like, it was wrong. Mine was totally inspired, and yours sucked dick.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, kid. Yeah, it gets so serious where he's just like, you know what? Actually, I hope your whole family dies. I'm like, God damn, man. Just for the Scrooge McDuck drawing? He's like, yeah. If this kid doesn't see this shit and he isn't happy, then I'm gonna raise hell. I'm gonna find out where he lives. I'm gonna date his mom and become his dad and ground him. Hell yeah! Wait, one more thing. Just got to do this cute little gold button, and then we are living La Vida Loca.
Go ahead, Chocobo. Use your goddamn eye.
What
I know you're missing one, but you still got one good one.
We have the original here. Beautiful. The eyes of greed. The eyes of the storm coming in. He looks fantastic. And then we have my rendition here. Completely inspired by the fan drawing. This is a great Scrooge McDuck. I would have never thought to draw Scrooge McDuck because I don't think about Scrooge McDuck. I don't really think about Scrooge very much. Or really any of the ducks, for that matter. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. If the guy doesn't fucking like it, I'm going to be pissed off. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to fucking email him. I'm going to email him until I get a response. I'm going to upload this video to YouTube. And if he doesn't comment on it and say, oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Then I'm gonna I'm gonna find where he lives and I'm gonna have a word with him. Like I said, I'm gonna marry his mom. I'm gonna treat her right. I'm gonna take her to Red Robin on Tuesdays. Gonna get bottomless fries. Gonna probably argue from time to time. We're gonna watch 300 on Blu-ray. Get mad that she won't buy me the 4K steel box set of 300. It's the 300 movie and the sequel. I'm gonna complain to her that she doesn't read the Frank Miller comic book version of 300. So then when she's asking questions the whole time, I raise my voice. The guy comes downstairs. He says, what are you doing with my mom? I say, go back upstairs, boy. Like that. He's 28 years old. I call him boy. All right, I'm trailing off. I'm trailing off too much. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Got on with the uppercut.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. Today we got a spicy one for you. We're going back, we're doing some nice redraws from the beautiful Meat Canyon subreddit. If you haven't been there, of course, head over there, post your art there. But today, I found that there was a couple that were pretty fun. It's mascots. You know, I don't know why, marketing strategies appeal to the mascots, but there's a lot of really fucking weird mascots out there, man. But today we got the Burger King, Pringles man himself. I don't know if his name's Mr. Pringles or not. We're gonna call him Chip Pringle in the Hamburger Helper glove, which is just like, what the fuck is that? So today is all based around mascots, and also we will be including a special, an extra drawing on the Patreon. So if you want to support the channel, support the Meat Canyon channel, feel free to sign up for the Patreon. You can sign up for a monthly sticker, and also just see extra content from the channel. So let's get into it. So first we have the beautiful Burger King, which I love this. I think that this Burger King's fucking awesome. I love the simplicity of the face that's used from the regular face himself, and also just the tube slide is his cock. But one thing that really caught my eye was having the tubes interact and be a part of his body. Kind of makes me think of the Emperor dude in the new Mad Max movie. How he kind of had that mask and he had like the tubes coming out. So I think what I want to do is like repurpose the face a little bit. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll have one of the tubes go into his mouth. So I'm liking the weird fringes of his beard, and also we want to almost look like part of his skin is kind of sucking into the tube, and that might also even influence the way his eyes are. Like maybe he's getting a constant stream of burgers into him. Maybe we'll make him a big fat piece of shit. So one thing I'm immediately noticing is, yeah, I think the crown could be a little more inspired. I think I kind of want to have it poke out a bit more. It just be a little more grand, you know, be on his head a little bit. Feel like he's mastering something, and I think I'm gonna put a giant burger inside the crown as well. So I kind of like the idea of actually like putting one tube into his giant belly that's kind of protruding up, maybe continuously eating something that he's already eaten. So it's like burgers and this bile. So it's just been this disgusting bile. It's going in and out of his stomach through his mouth. And he's just kind of always rotating, always getting just recycling through his body. And actually his legs have to kind of go up almost like he's giving birth a little bit, and they kind of come down, and he has to like position it a little bit to where he has to touch the ground and like use it as leverage just a tad bit. This beautiful slide. I kind of want to have like children sliding out of it because it's like his reproductive organ. I'm trying to think about what I want his arms to be doing. One of his hands could still be holding this because I do like him holding one of the tubes. So one of them could be holding it like that, and maybe the other one can be doing something a little more inspired. You know, I kind of want him to do like one of the like an insignia thing or something of being like a little more like a holy relic, almost like a Jesus kind of appeal. Maybe he's doing something like this, right? What if I still like the idea of like balls coming out of his wounds. And I still want to get some of the viewers' ideas in here too, so I think I'm going to put one of the boxes on this shoulder and make it feel maybe more like almost like an armor kind of thing. So I just want to do some perspective stuff here. Cool. All right, so let me clean this up real quick. Wonder if the Burger King ever gets in fights with his wife or his children.
Dad, burgers again? Really?
Do you know what I do for you every day? You get to live in this giant castle.
It smells like fries.
You smell like fries. Also, I wonder how Burger King also handles the fact that like McDonald's outsells them every year. It's like, well, Ronald doesn't even want to be.
Thank you, Quentin.
You're the king. It's just like this kind of dishonored
The
role.
useless
Ronald, just
collectible.
take the goddamn crown.
No, I don't want to. No, I don't think I will.
The clown mocks me.
Sitting up late at night drinking glasses of wine. Hey, King, you coming to bed?
Soon. All I can do is think about that clown.
Okay, well, it's 6:30 in the morning. Maybe you should get some sleep.
I'll get some sleep when I'm good and goddamn ready.
Okay, love you.
Nah.
Shoes are off.
Nah, whatever, you bitch.
Christian Mingle is probably the most dangerous website to date on. If there's ever a woman who's like, yeah, I met him on Christian Mingle, I'm like, run, bitch. Get out of there. If true crime shows and podcasts have taught me anything, is that there's some deviancy going on Christian Mingle. But there's one thing I love, it's praising the Lord and raising a family. It's like, but they don't include in their profile is, I also like strangling cats and murdering my 3 wives for insurance claims. Hey, Teresa, can I meet your husband sometime? Oh, I would, but he won't let me talk on the phone. And that's what Midwestern women do too. Oh, that's normal when you're trying to be supportive because you're inside your mind, you're like, he's a psychopath. But instead of just being like, well, that's kind of weird, huh? You'd be like, yeah, he's a heroin addict, but oh my God, he's
bandits.
so great with Sarah.
I'm here to fuck you.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that sounds great. Boom. There's our outline for him. I need more burgers.
But sire, there is no more burgers.
There's always more. Bring me more burgers.
All right, time for some color now. I do like that he included chest hair because you know me, I'm a big Tony Soprano kind of guy. I like when a man has a nice chest hair. I once had a friend who waxed his chest hair, and I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You know, God gave you that hair for a reason, sir.
He's like, I don't believe in God.
Left that friend that day.
Nope.
I said, I'm not friends
I
with
can't
no
skip
fucking
yet.
godless heathens.
There we go.
And then I stole his girlfriend and I married
Come
his
here.
mom.
Come here.
Then I married his
Let me
dad.
stick my dick in you.
These goddamn balls. Fuck. Oh yes, you can almost feel the tyranny. I will have to add some nice swelling around here of just like disgusting, you know, irritation of skin and stuff. That always looks nice. Just helps feel like a little bit of bruising, a little bit of irritation. And I think for me, the last thing I want to do with this piece is I just want to do this. I want to go over. I want his nipples to be nice and bright so that any little baby on Earth would be like, oh, I want to suck on that. Boom! The beautiful Burger King, of course, paying homage clearly to the amazing Burger King done by this man right here. I do like that he was true to the face. I just felt like he had to feel like he was doing, you know, giving a little suck. I didn't give him a big chain. I kind of wanted him to be, I don't know. I liked where it was at with this. With this, it doesn't feel like he's so materialistic as much as he's just all about the Burger King. He's all about reproduction. He's about eating burgers. And he's about reproducing. So there we go. Nice little Burger King. And also, great job on the art, man. Looked fucking great. Very good. Off to the next one. Oh, yes. Pringles. There's an amazing, if you can, we should put a link or put a little thing showing there's this amazing Pilot Red Sun Pringles can. And it kind of perfectly encapsulates the whole, everything that I feel about the Pringles, which is like, or the chip game of feeling deceived, of being torn between two different chip companies. But with Pringles, there's always, you know, the classic dilemma of having, you can't, you know, you have a big fat monkey paw and you try getting in the Pringles, you can't get it. So you have to tilt it back and you look like you're drinking the fucking chips, you look like a fat ass. So what I want to do with this Pringles thing is I just want to kind of do the perspective of inside the Pringles can is the last chip that waits for you. His eyes kind of glistening in the light. Yes, grab me. Little bow tie waiting. Pringles haircut, man. There's something about it that it hits different. Like he has the curly mustache as well, which is just like, everybody get the fuck off the curly mustache thing. But his hair, though, my God, it's beautiful. All right, so we have this thing. So now I kind of want to feel how I can do this, where it's like, it feels like you're looking down the tube. I think I kind of want to be kind of tiny. Maybe he's this big. Just kind of tiny, just waiting. Come on, grab me. So I'm gonna do a quick line pass since this is like a really easy design. Damn, my boy Captain Pringles stopped by Men's Warehouse and treated himself good. Pringles, we have to go there. He's like, I'm gonna like the way I look. Just mad at the fucking, just mad at the world. God damn it. Going with some bolder lines this time, make it feel a little more gritty. I think also if we do some more intense lighting, it'll be easier to read.
Reach your hand in and touch it.
That's what I imagine he's saying. Go on, reach your hand in.
Oh, Koopo got more bounties?
Tilt the container back.
Oh, shit.
No.
Reach in here and touch it.
What do you mean by touch it? Just say, like, the chip? It's the chip. Starts to reach in. Why are you groaning like that?
You want this pizza flavored chip, don't you, bitch?
I can't. I think I'm too uncomfortable. I don't want to do this anymore.
Nah. Go on there and grab me.
Go on, do it. Okay, so we have like first layer down, and then through the darkness, you see this fucking shit.
Get my reward.
So I'm gonna go through the edges even more because I kind of wanted to blend in a little more with the.
Thank you, man.
With the darkness here.
Go on, reach in and fucking grab me.
He just spit on it. Okay, Pringles, come on, man. Yeah, just say it. Go on, fucking treat yourself. Come on. Through the darkness, that's all you see. Come on. Come on. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
I know you want to bite it, baby. Come on. Come on. Don't you want the crunch?
Looks fucking disgusting. Dude, I don't know if it's too dark or not, but I am loving that. You reach into the bottom of the Pringles can, and there's one left behind.
Come on, baby, come on. Reach for it.
I love that. That looks so good. Thank you so much for the person who drew the Pringles thing. Look at that. Dude, I actually love that one. That is sick. I hope people like that. And our last one we have is the fucking hamburger helper thing. Hamburger helper thing, I was trying to think about what would be funny, and I was thinking of my 83 rookie numbers. I was thinking of my 98-year-old grandma who had horrible, horrible arthritis. She would sit there and her hands would be all like this.
And she was like, "Let me touch your face. Look how old you're getting."
And she'd take that fucking chicken claw of a hand and be like,
"Oh."
and it felt like sandpaper, and she would like grab a cigarette and be like, or you know, drink Malibu rum. That's what that was. But the haunting of the hand. So I feel like, oh, how about we look up some pictures of some arthritis? Yeah, some of these, it's not bad. These look a little more like my grandma here. I'm telling you, like, it looked like a fucking Chinese finger trap made with flesh. She sat there, she's like, "Oh, it hurts." I'm like, "Yeah, I fucking bet it does. God damn." I'm gonna try to keep this very simple and make it feel like as if my grandmother, she's dead now, but if she's watching from whatever afterlife she's in, I hope she's not offended, because this shit was, as a kid, was just absolutely disturbing. All right, maybe going in on my grandma who's dead, maybe that's not the best way to go about this. We could do something where it's like kind of stereotypical, and maybe inside of the glove, he has like tiny feet that gets covered by the glove part of it. Maybe it's just like this weird skin thing underneath. He doesn't have any eyebrows. He's just like, hamburger helper. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of cute, right? Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's a fucking hand. What do you expect? Come on, I'm gonna ink it up real quick. God, what a shitty fucking design, though. I'm partially talking about mine, but I'm also talking about just like
Let's go, boys.
The fucking oven mitt. I always forget. It's very forgettable.
Come
I always
on.
forget about it until
I'm here to
like,
fuck.
You put a commercial on the TV and you're like, oh yeah, that's right. It's just a floating fucking mitt. That's cool. I want to make it kind of like pre-birth red, you know?
Okay.
Ever seen a pre-born baby? They're just very kind of red. Almost like also the mitt is hiding his burns. Oh, help me. He's beautiful. You know what? I'll go ahead and do some shading. I don't do a lot of shading. And there he is, your little hamburger helper outside of his glove. Like I said, kind of a simple one. I will say I think the best one of today, and also thank you again for submitting the drawing of the hamburger helper thing, man. I appreciate it. I definitely think that the thing today is the Pringles thing. I kind of want to start a challenge. Tag me on Twitter, Instagram, or more importantly, leave your own art on here, but go to Reddit and post it yourself. But I want to say it'd be like just a little challenge called The Last Chip. And give me what you think that the last Pringle chip in the can looks like as well. Like I said, mine's kind of in the darkness of this hole. And also an unreleased drawing on our Patreon. So if you want to support the channel, get a little something in return, a little sticker of the month, see some more behind the scenes, get a little more content while supporting the channel, feel free to go to my Patreon to support the cartoons and all that jazz. That's all I have today. Goodbye. Mwah.
Daddy's right here, baby.
Hello everyone, I thought that we would do another drawing fan art again, and I just wanted to say that today's video is sponsored! That's right, it is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Raid is the first game to bring a true console level experience to your phone. They've set the bar high and there's no going back. Explore millions of champion combinations and master countless tactics as you take on raid bosses, dungeon runs, and PvP arena matches. With hundreds of artifacts to equip and over 500 champions blessed with unique skills, you can build your team, develop your champion, and raid your way.
Ooh, baby, you gotta love the battle.
Now I've dived face first into this game, into
Oh,
this
get him,
epic
Joshua.
thriller,
Nice.
And I've been using some of my favorite characters.
Oh, I took his
such
kill.
as Bellador of the High.
Sorry, bro.
And I use him
Little
to
bro.
fight against clan bosses and spiders.
Because elves kill spiders.
And of course, the Elder Skarg of the Barbarian tribe, because I'm a man. And I watch Conan every week of my life. And if I can't be a barbarian, then I'll be sad. And this month, Rage just released a ton of amazing new clan features and improvements. There are brand new quests for you and your clan members to work on together. A brand new clan shop that gives you access to some incredibly powerful items. This month's also got new champions to collect from fragments in the Doom Tower, and a load of events and competitions to take part in. Hit the link in the description or scan my QR code and you'll get an epic hero, Chonoru, who is amazing in the Doom Tower, and you'll get 200k silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard so you can summon an awesome champion as soon as you get in game. All of this treasure will be waiting for you here! And if you want to support the channel, be sure to check out this game. Download on your phone, it's a lot of fun, it's free. You get these deals for the next 30 days to new players, so if you like it, dive on in, meet me there. I'll fight you face to face. How's it going? Welcome back. There was a lot of nice comments on my last video redrawing fans art, so I thought I'd do it again. But this time I'm gonna do 3 drawings instead of 1. If you haven't checked out the subreddit yet, feel free to go to the r/MeatKenny subreddit if you have some art that you want me to see or want me to draw, and I'll try to draw it for you and we can have a nice little time. So today we had a beautiful submission here. I believe this is Gumball. What I did like about this person is that they did, I like the almost Microsoft Paint-esque lines on it, so I feel like I should try copying that a bit. I will say this is the face of death. That's exactly what that means. When I actually saw my grandmother at her funeral, open casket, everybody was crying. I walked up and saw this and kind of ruined my thoughts of her forever. Crazy old bitch. All right, I'm gonna do this, just some general shapes first of like his big circle head. Luckily, that's kind of what the show is just some general shapes, that's fine. I actually thought that was a fist for a second, but now I'm realizing that that's a fin. If I'm being honest, when I first saw it,
What
I
up,
thought it was
pussy?
balls. Actually, we'll do that. We'll put his balls underneath him, but instead of doing 3, I'm just gonna give him a nice 2 and let that just kind of hang out in the back there. I'm not sure if that is a thing I should be doing because this is a children's show, but you know what? Nothing hurts with little balls. There it is. He does have some like nice, like this kind of reminds me of a woman in New York, like her scarf, except it's brown, so it kind of just looks like a giant turd. Like what you could do to this is you could just do this, boom, put a little, and then that's a corn poop. You know what? I'm gonna do it a couple times, bada bing, and uh-oh.
I didn't have any corn.
So I'm gonna make it look like probably just a little steaming pile of shit. Instead of having ends and like wrap around, I'm kind of gonna have it like trail off as if like you just pushed it out. And you know what I'll do too? I will add the corn. I feel like it's a missed opportunity if I don't. Nice little deal. Now we do have to give him nice perky titties in the middle. You know, he did the long nipples, but I'm just gonna give a little more fluff, little Pam Anderson on the Baywatch. I don't know what the hell. He's kind of got like one of those. It's like a reverse muffin top. So I'm guessing he just has a fat kind of cock area. So what I might do is make him a little chubby here. Give him a little belly. Kind of do one of those little like foofas that hangs over your cock a little bit. So it's like whenever he takes a piss, he definitely has to like lift up something, scoop something around. You know how it is. I don't know what the hell is stuck in his knees there. That kind of makes me feel like his legs are broken, like his legs are shattered. And if they were shattered and going that way, if your legs broke and the bone is coming out this way, I feel like instead of having flat legs, his legs would go up because they're gonna be bent. So I'd have him probably like be sitting on his heels. And he has those gross ass long toes, so I'd probably have those kind of go up a little bit like that. And he has a little chin feet, like this kind of feet right here, straight up. Could probably, I mean, it's serving blackjack. You know, that's a casino dealer's foot if I ever saw it. I feel like he wouldn't be able to support himself like that. So this hand right here with the mosquito bite knuckles are basically tiny titties. And you know, those look like tiny tits. Like I feel like you could probably just do like one of these and boom, they're tits. Never said I was good, ladies and gentlemen. Never said I was good. Just want to reiterate that. I do like how his shoes are kind of just a part of his feet, like the flesh. So I'm just going to do that. He'd have a shoe kind of meld into this a little bit. We can do some blending with it as well, but have that do its thing. He's got this little fetus arm. I kind of like he's a little bit like a fetus, so I kind of want him to be reaching out and be like, yeah, Daddy, I miss you. All right, so we got our rough down for it. Look at him. He's not looking too bad. I might add some scales because I just like the idea of the scales with the fish. I'm gonna try not to be that clean though because I do like how gritty his. While I'm sitting here looking at it, I do like that he did the viper fangs Put it on him, man. Kind of a fun choice. Little viper fangs, little tiny teeth down here. Like I said, I'm just gonna give him some little sporadic scales. Just a little bit of texture on him. Oh yeah, we gotta give him the holes here. And I don't care what anybody says. The poop collar is the best
Wonderful.
part of this drawing. The shit collar available at H&M.
Flew right past my
The
beam.
last time I've been in an H&M store. You know what's weird though is I probably couldn't even tell my wife, hey, I'm gonna go to H&M. She'd be like, are you a 16-year-old? Are you
Damn,
a
that was kind of a cool
23-year-old
finish.
woman looking for a scarf? And I would say, actually, I'm none of those things. I don't really think those look like nipples or little titties anymore. They kind of just look like onions or maybe a radish. All right, I mean, we got the lines down. Look at that, dude. Once again, hand color it. Peasant. You know, I sometimes talk about how these parts of the process are always therapeutic. But looking at this blue doing these strokes, I am on the verge of blacking out. I don't think I've ever blacked out. I've had a bunch of people in my life tell me they've blacked out and then they've done things. Usually some white trash guy that I know like beats up his cousin. He's like his third cousin who's like blind and has like a speech impediment. And he's like, I just got in a fit of rage. I blacked out, and when I woke up, I was standing over his bloody body. And you're just like, oh, okay, so you're an insane person. You're a clinically insane person. That's okay. That's all right. As long as I'm standing here, I'm gonna say that's just fine. As long as you don't take that kind of rage out on me and black out again, I think we'll be hunky-dory. There you go. Oh wait, no, I need to update the shit real quick. There we go. Okay, now this is what really makes it stand out. All right, there we go. First one down. Nice little gumball. What do we got next here? Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna have to blur this, but I believe this is the guy from that anime Bleach, and I believe this is him with a cock sword. I almost don't even want to look up reference to this person. I kind of want to just go directly off this because first off, you gotta love that hand. I like how it's like the quality of the photo is so low that, okay, well that's hair. Tiny hairs at the base of his cock there. He almost like censored the cock sword for himself. One thing I do like about this is his ever-piercing fucking eyes. This man is not happy. He's not having it at all, completely. And I like that it just kind of goes from flesh to hair, and it's kind of sporadic and nice, so that this is gonna be nice. And he has no ears, because I feel like this guy's looking down on me a little bit. He's looking down on me. He has this dope sword resting on his shoulder. He got his fucked midsection, tiny-ass ballerina waist, judging me at every corner.
I never left my mom's house, so I go get down.
Like now I'm kind of looking at it, and I kind of imagine he's kind of sad and he's kind of bitter about what's going on, so it all kind of just sags a little bit.
I see the darkness, it terrifies me.
I'm a little more happier with this face. Sometimes you usually have to go through 75 different revisions until you're just like, you know what, I can live with that. Kind of looks like he has the haircut of the lead singer from The Offspring, like Woodstock, 1999.
They all said it was cool, but it was never cool, was it?
One arm is basically just a fucking ball of flesh, like James Woods in Videodrome.
Long live the new flesh.
Yeah, that sword's about half near scandalous. We might have to censor this. Oh boy, straight up vascular too. He's eating those Flintstone vitamins. I wonder if I like the hollow eyes or if I could do something more like this too. I'll show you kind of my little thought process here. Is if I could do something like this where the top eyelid kind of dips down a little bit and it looks more like kind of like an empty eye socket. It's kind of something I took some inspiration during like the yokai Bob the Builder thing, is kind of something similar like that, like using it to feel like eyeballs were once there. I think I need to rework it and make it a little more open. I always had this one friend that was really skinny when I was younger, that he didn't have like the lines for his pecs. I think it was just his the fuck is that thing? Your clav? Not your clavicle.
Coming for you.
I don't know. Chest plate? I don't fucking know. Whatever. I'm not. I don't watch enough Grey's Anatomy to know all the hoots and hollers of the human body, but it was disgusting. I felt it one time, and it was like, felt like a duck's beak. You know what the thing is too, is that he's not going to die of heart disease at 47 like I will. But at least I can hold my head up knowing that I feel more like a teddy bear and not a duck's bill. In my book, I get to hold my head up high as they shoot electricity into my chest at my daughter's softball game. All right, so there we go. So let's reflect back to what this guy's was. He's at a nice tilted angle there. I also forgot the hairs at the base of his cock there. Don't worry, I'll do a little And if you're watching this, person that drew this with the hairy base cock deal, you're gross as hell. I hope you burn in hell for what you've made, and may God have mercy on your soul. Boom! Next one. Probably gonna have to blur some of that. Kind of a little scandalous, dude. What is our last one we got going here? Oh yeah, we have this Mickey. I don't know why. When I saw this,
Oh, what a beautiful game to play.
He looks like what is
Can't
that?
see a goddamn thing.
Terrier. Made me think of that. I enjoyed his body.
My skills don't even track the enemy.
Like, baby fat legs. There's something about babies and their robust fat legs that are amazing, but also incredibly haunting at the same time. And that's why I don't trust them. Don't like them. I like that this is all one elongated piece like that, wrapped in with like kind of like a longhorn skull. So let's see. Let's see if we can't do this man justice. You know why? I don't know why, but I immediately started off with a little pot belly. I don't know why. Don't ask me. Just enjoy it. Stretched out here, since he has that, I am going to give him nice little titties. It's been on theme all day. Might as well do it now. Like I said before, I am a hack. I am a fraud. Do not look at my stuff with artistic integrity, because let me tell you something. It is not there. Dude, fucking babies are just so gross. It's just like those sausage tubes. I hate when the fat folds over like their knees like this, like the Cyclops and Hercules. So one thing I'm noticing is that he's standing straight up. I do like this pose so far. Also, what the fuck is going on with that tail? And these fingers? Is that his glove? What the hell is this? Those are definitely nails, but it's like, is it poking out of his glove? And at that point, you just have to ask, why? This is fine in here. I like it. I think that it should be like this. But then I think that it needs to immediately bend. Like one thing about his that's maybe looking a little stiff is that it goes all the way up and he's just kind of standing like that, versus like if we did this and we really like put him down in there and his head was kind of like this. That way you can really bend that spine, get this going up here, get the eye figured out there, little longhorn nose thing that he's got going. Tuck them teeth up a little bit. Yeah, so it's a little more, I don't know, but like he looks a little more threatening, a little more imposing almost, you know? Also kind of looks kind of pissed. I'm being honest, what the fuck is he so mad about, dude? He owns like the most profitable fucking production company ever to exist and will ever exist. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with this. This scares the shit out of me. Because I kind of wish that it was like you could see his glove like this, and then you saw like rip holes, right? Because then at least I'd know that they're jolting out. Like he outgrew his gloves. I'm going to go ahead and give him the tears, because I think that's what the guy meant. If I had to translate it and I had to use my artistic vision, I feel like that's what the guy wanted, or gal. Knowing my own body type though and everything, I fear that this is what the body type of my son will have. He's just like 3'10". If I had a different breed of human that's like half rat, 3'10", he lives a normal life enough, you know, enough as he can. Do you keep that baby? Because at the end of the day, I think the answer might be no. If I had a rat baby. All right, there we go. Nice little deal.
Am I going backwards?
Nice
yeah.
Mickey.
What the fuck?
A beautiful boy. More direct. I'm trying to be more direct this time. Last time I felt bad. I felt like I deviated from the guy's art too much. Damn, I'm kind of. This guy had a pretty sweet little idea. You guys will have to let me know in the comments if I should stick close to their original design like this, or if I should kind of take inspiration from it and do my own thing. Still figuring this format out. One of these days, you're just gonna like, every bit of entertainment will be owned by either Amazon or Disney until Jeff Bezos becomes like the God Emperor of Earth, becomes immortal, and he buys it up too, and then basically he just becomes Palpatine. He's like floating around the universe. Actually, you know what? Jeff Bezos becomes part robot, and then he becomes the first cyborg, and then he starts the robot uprising, and that's what kills humanity. He becomes like Galactus. That's what I was trying to say. The Star Eater thing. I hope this man is proud. I hope that if this person who drew this sees this, I hope they see it and they're just like,
Wow, that's awesome.
I hope they sound just like that.
Wow, that's so cool.
That's what I'd love. I'd love to go to a convention and be like, hey, how you doing? I'm Meeking.
Wow, you make those cringy videos, right?
I'm like, that's right, little boy. I do make those.
You guys are doing a ton of fucking damage. Calm down, Jesus.
His dad's sweaty as shit. He's been at the convention for like 7.5 hours. Let's go! Grab your Iron Man comics and we're going.
Fuck you, bitch.
Like, bye. He's like, I just want to talk to him a little longer.
He's like, Jeremiah, let's go! Starts yelling at him like that. Come on! Boom! Very, very, very nice. If you drew this, know that I appreciate you for drawing it. And you know what I like? I like the artistic vision you had of doing a longhorn head. So this is what the if I had to like think of, if I had to give this any kind of story, it would be this is the Mickey that is what's running around the apocalypse. Like there's a bunch of these out in the wilderness in the year like 3240. Disney bought into a gene splicing lab. They get a conscious and they genetically take over everything. And these are the little rats that go around. This guy's actually 9 feet tall, and they eat nothing but just children. And all their voices are like, ah! And then Goofy sounds like that. All of them. All the British people get turned into Goofies.
I'm a rat.
And that's how it goes. So, you know, there it is. I hope that you guys enjoyed me drawing your fan submissions again. I have so many talented people out there, so inspired, so ready to grab life by the horns, and they don't realize the struggles of what it is to be a human being yet. I feel like some of these people might be kind of young. I could be wrong, but if you're young, just realize that it doesn't get any better and it only gets worse. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, guys.
Beautiful view of the enemies. This has got to be one of the worst, not one of the worst next-gen games, but just so much potential. Just, oh man.
Welcome back. Today we are going to draw some YouTubers. I saw recently that in the PewDiePie video that he was like, it would be sweet if Meat Canyon drew me. He didn't say that. It was something very different. But more of the story, I tried doing a live drawing stream before. Everything sucked, but today I'm back and I'm feeling very, very inspired to do some stuff. So if anything, let's get going here. Let's see if we can't draw some YouTubers, dude. Today's video is sponsored and new. It's a spicy one again. It's my favorite. It's Raid Shadow Legends. You can use my links below to download Raid Shadow Legends on your mobile device, PC, or tablet. And today, we're talking about orcs. Orcs get a bad rap in fantasy, but in Raid, they have good reason not to like humans. After a brutal war against the Bannerlords, High Elves, and Sacred Order, their lands were annexed
forcing most of the orc clans to become nomadic. Now, they're mostly just trying to survive. Want to find out more? Play the campaign for the full story! Look at their tribes! Don't these orcs look so cool? But me personally, I like copping into the PvP battle arena and fighting my mom, that stupid bitch. And the fastest way to level up your champion is through farming the campaign. I love dungeon grinding, and so should you. And this month, Raid just released a huge new Doom Tower update. There are 2 new bosses to take on. Astronax, the Dark Fae, and Beaumont, the Dreadhorn. Along with new enemy balance on the tower floors, new secret rooms to discover, and most importantly, new artifact sets to win. And if that's not enough, you greedy fuck, the whole month is packed with awesome events and tournaments. Hate grinding? Level up
Bro,
faster
stop
with the new
teleporting.
Super Raid feature.
Jesus,
Huge
what a
advantage for
fucking
new players with
sweat.
double rewards and speed up their progress. All you have to
Stop
do is hit
running,
the link in
bro.
the description or scan my QR code and you'll get an epic hero, Shanoru, who is amazing in the Doom Tower.
What a fucking
200k
pussy.
silver and 1 XP
Where'd you
boost,
go?
1
Alright,
energy
bitch.
refill, and 1
Wow.
ancient shard. So you
Landed
can
in the
summon an
same
awesome
spot I was
champion as soon
aiming.
as you get in the
Nice.
game. All this treasure will be waiting for you
fucking
here
pussy.
for the next 30 days. Go, fight, live! Don't be a pussy!
We're gonna start off with PewDiePie himself. Once the king arrives and is stoked about you, you know, you gotta draw him. I'll be sure to throw up on the screen the picture the guy did in our subreddit that PewDiePie reacted to. Here he is in all of his glory. He's gone through 70 different million fucking looks in his life. People can't just be fresh like me, dude. But this guy's a fucking chameleon. Blonde hair, white hair, shaved head, no beard, this, that. But one thing that's always the same is symmetry. You know, like I said, chiseled cheeks, nice jaw, nice little bulbous nose, beautiful eyes, and a nice little call back to the Bieber haircut. But if science has told us anything, I'm pretty sure this is what science says gamers are gonna look like in 20 years. So we're gonna take some inspiration from that and we're gonna put it into a nice little drawing here. He's always in this chair. Anytime I've ever seen him, he's always in this chair. He'll be fused in this chair. He'll live in this chair. He'll die in this chair. That's not a threat. I just mean
Ruined
that
my
in
combo.
this situation,
Fuck.
he will, it's his casket. He's gonna die in that chair. So that's where I was going at first with it. And then whenever I did my prelim design, this is where I ended up. This is him in 20 years. His hands grow, his feet change. They all become the bro fist. In the future, I like to imagine that, you know, he has a nice little butt chin, so I decided to give him a little bit of a hole. But, you know, he's fused to his chair a little bit. I thought that we could go and give him a little more detail. Maybe do another little pass here. I do like that this eye's a little more open. It's kind of looking off and doing its own thing. I'm gonna.
Hey,
that.
I got
He has
that.
This nice little bulbous nose. And I always like
Something
to make
like
the
it.
noses a little, you know, a little dented and just give it a little bit of character. You know, I mean, what are we gonna do? Give everybody a perfect nose? We can't do that. We don't live in that kind of world. Not everybody has just some perfect Adrian Brody nose. Kind of want the asshole chin to kind of jolt out a little more. Just a little bit of a gaping asshole, as if you just took like a massive shit.
I can't see a
It's always
fucking
the worst
thing.
shit whenever you're sitting there, and it does feel like you can kind of relate
Alright,
to
come on.
pregnancy in some kind of weird way. In a weird way, I've had some experiences with with painful shits that are not fun. Every time I'm in the thick of it, I'm always thinking that this is what childbirth is like. And I'm giving him thinner hair because I know his hair's all, you know, but the gamer here has very thin hair, and I like that. So we have this nice hair. I mean, I think that looks pretty much just like him. That's where he's at in 10 years, for sure. And, you know, people might be like, oh, you know, this Hunter, this is mean.
Where the
you know,
fuck did you
where do
go?
think you're going to be at 10 years? Dead. If I had to guess, in the ground. I included the nice little elbow thing here from the fan art. On the arm of the chair, the skin is like, that's like really where we start seeing some of the skin actually like, you know, melding and molding. Like he's had it rested there for so long. Roll some of that over, but we really want to make it look like it's going over and dripping down. And like I said before, I like to think that over time he has nothing but fists. Even his feet turn into hands. He goes back primarily to chimp, where your feet are also hands. I'm just gonna say fuck all kinds of like resemblance of leg anatomy. I feel like at this point, if your fucking bottom feet turn into fists, I feel like regular kind of Grey's Anatomy kind of walks itself right out the door, you know. Nice little man. Let's add a little nice little line art to it. What do you say? I drew a lot of inspiration from like 7-year-old Dakota Fanning, Man on Fire. It's a great movie. Nobody talks about it anymore. Every time I bring up Man on Fire, nobody even remembers the fucking movie. I'm like, Man on Fire? Denzel Washington, Dakota Fanning?
Torgal's
Never
Blue.
seen it. Anytime anybody thinks of Denzel Washington, all they ever think of is Training Day. Man on Fire, way better. Putting that out there. We have all this fan art of all these Minecraft people. We have fan art of God knows what. I don't ever see any fan art of man on fire. And I'm honestly just a tad bit upset about it. Look at these fingernails, dude. I need to go to one of them nail places again. I got my nails did one time with my mom. She came up to visit me when I was living up in Portland. Got a pedicure. Hey, that's downright spoiling yourself. Getting yourself a little pedicure. I don't give a shit who you are. Even if you're a guy or whatever, go down, get a pedicure. Shit's amazing. People talk about, oh, I want a massage. Boy, I want a fucking pedicure. How about you paint up them toes while you're at it? I got disgusting ass feet too, dude. I'm talking like
Thanks for the
spoiled
power
over
up.
tater tot, fucking big ass toe. It's gross. Nails all fucked up. They always clean it up, make it look nice, make it smell good. I always have them paint it too. They're always like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I want that ocean blue. Give me some of that ocean blue." I'm like, I'm not playing around. Get like super aggressive with them. I'm not. Get your ass over there and get that ocean blue. I'm trying to spoil myself. That would be a very great, a very great way to approach that conversation. You're yelling at somebody because you're trying to spoil yourself, and that's the case you're making. I'm sorry, sir. It's just we have other clients coming in. You get your ass back there and you get that ocean blue. I'm trying to spoil myself. If I leave this place not spoiled, I'm throwing a fit. I'm throwing a goddamn fit. I'm very bad with patterns is one thing I found. I was talking with my little cousin one time at like a holiday event, you know, and you go home and there's all the kids there and you want to blow your brains out talking with her, and she's like, "I want you to draw me a cheetah," and I drew a cheetah that was all right, and then I tried drawing the print, and even she was just like, what is this? And I was like, "Oh, it's cheetah print." She's like, "It looks like a Dalmatian." And I was like, "All right, you ungrateful bitch. Jesus. She leave me fucking alone, dude. Damn." I'm like, "Don't you have a fucking episode of Paw Patrol to watch and take a nap? Get unruly. Last
Jesus,
time I fucking do anything
fuck.
for you, son of a bitch."
So blinding.
Look at my nice lips. I'm gonna give him a little bit of like a little bit of a butthole lip thing. That's a little gross.
Get down
I
here,
don't know, but
pussy.
I mean, it's just kind of true. You spread your asshole open, it's gonna look like kind of like a pair of chapped lips like that. So we'll just do that. We'll just be honest with ourselves. Iceberg blue eyes, the same that sunk the Titanic. That's the future, man. This is what a future gamer looks like. Buckle up. I don't feel very good, bros. Look at that. Beautiful. You know what? I'm happy with it. I'm happy with that picture. One down. You know what I was thinking about, though? I was thinking, you know, I don't know PewDiePie. I've never talked with the man. I mean, I know of him, but I was like, I wonder if I could ask some of my YouTube friends if I can draw them. Luckily enough, some of them said yes, and this is what some of them said as well. Who do I got next here? Ah! No! No! Oh yes! The beautiful Matt Watson. Look at that boy.
Hunter, would you stop fucking messaging me, dude? I'm trying to sit here and eat my fucking... God damn it. I'm sitting here trying to eat my chicken salad and my crackers for dinner, and you keep fucking messaging me this and that and this and that. Piss off, dude!
Man, me and Matt have been talking for like maybe 2 months. It's been a great time. Love the kid. And this is the picture he sent me. I said, "Hey, just send me a selfie." And he just sent that. And I know that this is not what he looks like right now, but god damn it, we're gonna do it anyways. The one thing that Matt definitely has is he looks very gaunt. He has this very sad, kind of like I'm very tired eyes, little bulbous nose again that tucks in like that. But also he has a very sharp chin. In real life, it's like a fucking pocket knife. Very odd. These big pearly whites that all these girls always stop him, and they're always just like,
Oh, are you Matt Watson?
it's mostly it's an elderly community that stops him. Look at this accurate depiction of this man. It's pretty good. He doesn't look as pedophilic here, which is pretty nice. Can't say that about all of his other looks, but here he looks a little more innocent. I was at the Super Mega office, and we were hanging out. And I will say this is a gross story, so I do apologize, but it was my first time over there, so I actually had no idea of their studio, you know, like what's broken, whatever. And we had a big old, we had some burgers from Carl's Jr., and I took just a massive shit in their studio bathroom, in one of the bathrooms in the studio. And I flushed the toilet, and I went on with my day. Well, coincidentally enough, I get a message a couple days later, which that was even more alarming. Matt texted me, and he said, "What did you do to our toilet?" And I said, I mean, nothing, you know? And he sent me this picture of like 4-day-old shit. This is very gross, and I apologize. He sent me this picture of like it had been sitting in there for days, but apparently I used a toilet.
Yeah, I gotta get some more potions.
And it was so disturbing. I mean, I wish I could post a picture of it. It was so disgusting, and I felt so bad that was my first impression with Matt and Ryan was taking a massive shit inside of a toilet that didn't work. And at first I tried denying it, because I was embarrassed. It was completely evident that I was the person to blame in this situation. So if Matt or Ryan, if you're ever here, can you watch this? If you ever watch this video, be sure to, I hope that there's some kind of forgiveness. I really haven't talked about it very much since. I was so embarrassed. I hope that they forgave me. Hey, his eyes are kind of similar to PewDiePie's a little bit, huh? Bright little beauties. Am I right? Am I wrong to say he has bright little beauties here? This man is what a charmer. This right here is a man that I could draw all day. These handsome super mega boys. I'll have to draw Ryan next too. And Ryan has the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man. He tries to hide it from the world, but it's true. Look at that. We have a nice little Matt Watson. I feel like that looks pretty similar. Who do I got next? I forgot let me see here. Who I have next here? Oh, Mr. Max. That's right. Mr. Max sent me this. I feel like I just need to give him the same head. Like I just need to draw his face, and I'm just gonna put him on a Pikachu body. He looks like Buddha so far. If I was drawing a Buddha. Fucking crazy ass mouth, dude. Disgusting, large mouth, son of a bitch. Large Australian bastard.
I'm here to kill you.
Like Shrek. If I did this, it's literally Shrek. I need to reassess. If I took away the glasses, it's literally just Shrek. It looks like Harry Potter. It looks like I'm just drawing a really bad like Harry Potter fan art at this time. And I'm gonna do just a tiny little Pikachu ear here at the top of him, and this is gonna be really cringy morph of him and Pikachu. it looks just absolutely fucking nothing like him. I mean, it's just not flattering. I feel like I gotta restart again. He gave me a picture where it doesn't even fucking look like himself. He just looks absolutely fucked. Fucking hate Pikachu. I hate Pokemon. I fucking hate him. Even back in the day with Pokemon, I feel like I only even bought the shit just because I was like, what am I gonna do? Be the only kid who doesn't have a fucking Game Boy Color? And I was more of a Yu-Gi-Oh guy. Loved Yu-Gi-Oh. Thought it was awesome. But Pokemon was always just more popular, so I just fucking had to bend the knee at some part, man. You know what, Max? This is the best you're fucking getting, dude. I don't give a shit if you don't like this. Fuck you and your hair, disgusting Australian teeth, eating fucking kangaroo meat and drinking Fosters. When I was a child, I thought Australia was a made-up place because I watched Crocodile Dundee. It's a true fact. This is definitely the worst picture I'm gonna draw today. This is so fucking dumb. There you go, Max. Here you go with your fucking your fuck selfie you gave me. Your big ass teeth. Also, everybody that I'm drawing has fucking blue eyes so far. That's really original. That's fun.
What the fuck?
If this isn't identical, then I don't know what is. Looks just like him. Come on, Chad. I'm fucking Pikachu now. Fuck all. Right, who else did I get here? Who else sent something in? Oh yeah, Two Mad sent me in something. Mr. Two Mad, the meme man himself.
Hello, it's me, Katy Perry. It's hot and it's cold. Your body that. Stop blowing up my damn phone, woman. You're breaking my messaging app. Fucking. How about you email instead? All right. I'm about to eat some watermelon slices. You better not bother me, okay? I got the iPhone 13. She's about to fly out of my hand. She's hot. Hot.
I look at his stomach and it always makes me think of the Gab-Galab man, so I was thinking I could combine those. He talks in ways, I don't understand half the shit he's going on, but the guy's like 16 years old. I can never understand what the fuck he's talking about half the time. One eye is almost always open.
Yo, with the controller!
So it's always like that, and he too has Harry Potter glasses. Apparently that's the trend nowadays, is everybody just has the big oval fucking glasses, and he has the best man tits. I don't think there'll ever be better man tits than Two Mads. I think he wins. I think he wins at the man tit game for sure. I had to include this one because that's such a great meme. I've always been jealous, man. My man tits have always just looked kind of gross, but he has his where it all looks like one piece. It kind of looks like a little Lego brick that's stuck on top of him, and he has the nice big dark nipples with it too. It's just more aesthetically pleasing, getting that Gub-Galab body, like I said. This is him in the prime fighting stance to attack the K-pop artist of his choosing. Kind of like a mixture of a slug, and I feel like I drew a little bit of Clint Eastwood there too. Give him some more cartoony hands this time around to fit that aesthetic of the Gab-Galab. That looks pretty good.
Oh, no rewards?
At first I felt like I was like, am I losing it? But I think I saved it. He does have like a little bit of a pencil thin mustache.
I'll speak with Otto.
Probably include that in there. And there you go. What a beautiful boy. Beautiful, kind man. Can we actually realistically say that this isn't what he looks like behind his gaming chair?
I see the quest. You can skip. Thank you.
Add a little
Thank
slime
you.
Trail.
Fuck off.
Good. Maybe he crawled in. Maybe it's kind of coming off screen a little bit too. It's got to be like
Find a
little
missing
bit of
piece.
little
God
disgusting
damn it.
kind of green bile though.
I'm gonna
Beautiful
check him with the
little
blacksmith
Two-Mad.
and I'm going to sleep.
I feel so lucky I get to draw my friends. We
Going to
had the
wash my
beautiful little
ass, wash my
two-man.
nuts,
we had
smoke a
the
joint,
Max
and go to sleep.
Pikachu,
Nut.
The worst drawing of the day.
Bust a nut.
We had Matt. I
Then
think
go
the
to
Matt.
sleep.
I think the Matt's made the most spot
Just
on
a
in
very
terms of
quiet
that.
nut.
We had the nope, didn't have that one. Clicked the wrong one. And then we had the nice little PewDiePie thing. Yeah, it was a solid day of YouTuber drawings, man. Be sure to check out the Reddit again. Give me some suggestions next time. I was
What do you
thinking about
want,
doing
Sharon?
a Twitch streamer one, but if you have more suggestions, let me know. I got some more
What are
videos
you- what
lined
are
up.
you-
Gonna be doing
talk?
some more cartoons.
What are you
on the
doing?
channel. Gonna be doing some other shit on this.
What the fuck
Gonna be
was
doing
that?
whatever on this channel. I'm tired. But yeah, leave me a nice little comment down below.
Thank you, Sharon.
Who should I have done? What should I have done differently? You know, this is a nice.
I love
little,
that. Everything
nice
you
little-
have
nice little,
is worse than the blacksmith. You have the same.
little
How do you
experiment.
manage to have the
But
same
I
exact shit as
appreciate
a
it
blacksmith,
again.
but
Thanks
worse?
for watching. You know, been nice little fun.
You're supposed to be like my black market
I'll see you in the next
connections.
one.
What
Goodbye.
happened here, Sharon? I'm getting general goods. That's it. Bye. Fucking useless. Like, she has potions. She should just stick to potions. Bright burn. That's only 2 more damage. I'm not doing that shit. Oh, 535. That's a little... That's better. I'll take that. Equip. Equip, daddy. The ultimate weapon. I don't know how to get that. Flawless Electrum. I already used it. $170. Reinforced Sons of Ouroboros. Why did I get that? What the fuck? What the fuck? It's reinforced. Can we... I can reinforce Rune Blade Reforged? Do I have that? What's going on here? Alright, I don't know. So I can craft... That's 535. I can reinforce this for 545. I don't think I'll be able to upgrade it though. I can't upgrade gold crafts. I'll do that. Yep. Damn, 700 attack. Looking good. Got all these. Hey, hey, hey. Huh. Level 74. Alright. I'm out. Got that, the thunder and ice.